Chapter 455. What was this called? A hooligan scolding another hooligan. It was definitely out of place. Lin Xian, don't go overboard. Are you trying to stir up trouble between Tianya Academy and my Tianyang Academy? A man from Tianyang Academy, who looked rather prestigious, pointed at Lin Xian and said angrily, "Oh, this big brother seems to be a little unconvinced." Lin Xian looked at him and said, "The person involved didn't say anything. What right do you have to talk nonsense here?" Also, he flirted with my girlfriend. I don't have the right to interfere? What right do you have to talk nonsense here? To make your presence known. Seeing that there are so many beautiful girls here. You want to play the hero? Get lost. You. He gritted his teeth and glared at Lin Xian. What did this have to do with him? Even if they were all from Tianyang Academy, he didn't have to step in. But why should he? Because there were beauties like Ling Ying and Han Chuxue around. He really just wanted to make his presence known. Who knew that Lin Xian would have such a poisonous tongue? He hadn't experienced Lin Xian before, so he didn't understand. Now that he understood, he regretted it. Those who knew Lin Xian wouldn't step in. They knew that they were asking for trouble. Stop talking nonsense. Either you fight or stop talking nonsense. Don't come out to make your presence known, okay? This is my girlfriend's matter. King come out in metal. How interesting. Lin Xian continued to be like a viper. That person's face turned red from Lin Xian's words, but he really couldn't refute. He was filled with regret. Was he a King idiot? Why the CK should he care about someone else's girlfriend? Then Lin Xian glanced at Wu Kai and said, "Do you have anything else to say?" Wu Kai clenched his fists and deflated. He angrily swung his arms and walked to the side with the two people beside him. What a disgrace to his grandmother's house. Lin Xian then pulled Wang Xintong's small hand and walked to the side in front of everyone. Seeing this scene, everyone believed that she was really Lin Xian's girlfriend. But to Ling Ying and the others who knew Lin Xian well, Lin Xian was just joking. He couldn't really say that Wang Xintong was really his girlfriend in front of them, right? It must be an act. But he took the opportunity to grab the girl's hand. Wang Xintong's SSS. I'll just sit here and play with my phone. Lin Xian nodded. All right then. I'll go chat with the other ladies. Yes. Wang Xintong lightly nodded her head. Logically speaking, she should be disappointed when Lin Xian said that. However, Lin Xian actually stood up for her, and even said that she was Lin Xian's girlfriend in front of so many people. Wang Xintong was now filled with embarrassment and gratitude, so she didn't have any other thoughts. Yo, young Master Lin saved the damsel in distress. Why didn't you comfort your sister more? Ling Ying said with a hint of jealousy. No. The pretty sister was being teased by someone. Of course I had to stand up for her, right? Lin Xian grinned. What about me? Ling Ying asked. What a joke. Who would dare to tease you? Ling Ying. Miao Xiaomiao quietly tugged at Ling Ying's sleeve and said, Sister Ling Ying, he's indirectly calling you a tigress. Ling Ying. Lin Xian dryly coughed. CK. This little girl isn't obedient. It wouldn't be good if the two of them were together. Is that so? Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian. Lin Xian shuddered. Of course not. Don't listen to her nonsense. She's not me. How can she understand my thoughts? What I mean is, the reason why those people don't dare to flirt with you is because they are subdued by your beauty, your temperament, and everything about you. They even feel inferior in front of you. Looking at you from afar, they feel inferior. How could they dare to flirt with you? Really? Lin Xian nodded. Of course. Tisk pig trotter. Miao Xiaomiao muttered. What about you? Do you feel inferior? Ling Ying asked with a smile. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and said, Why would I feel inferior? I've mingled with all kinds of beautiful girls. I'm used to it. Probably only Lin Xian dared to say such words in front of his girlfriend. At this moment a group of leaders walked in. Zhang Nan, Xiao Runing, Qin Feng, and the others were all there. Everyone, please be quiet. Everyone, line up and get ready to go to the Sky Demon Beast Forest. Zhang Nan said. 3 minutes later, the roll call ended. There were supposed to be 70 people, but now there were 70. Commander Qin, there are 9 people who have deserted. Zhang Nan said. Qin Feng nodded. It doesn't matter. It's human nature. You can't call it running away. Someone gave each of them a very small mobile phone-like thing, and at the same time, a small badge was worn on each of them. Then Qin Feng glanced at the crowd and said, Everyone, you should already know the content of the second round. Let me explain it in detail. The things in your hands are your life insurance. If you are in danger, you can quickly contact us. We have arranged hundreds of experts in the Sky Demon Beast Forest to protect you. The badge is your location. There is a map on your phone, and that point is your location. The training will last for 24 hours. If you enter at 9 o'clock in the morning and come out at 9 o'clock in the morning the next day, there is a map on your phone. So, you can decide when to return. If you are late, no matter how many demon crystals you have in your hands, they will all be regarded as useless. Then Qin Feng continued. But if you ask for help, it means that you've given up the qualification for the Sky Martial Arts Conference. In addition, if you encounter any danger that you can't handle, crush the phone, and a spirit domain will be released. It can last for 5 minutes, and resist the power of the Thunder Retribution Realm demonic beasts. You just need to wait for help. But you'll also be disqualified. Lin Xian thought for a while. In this way, the safety of the cultivators was basically guaranteed. Now let's talk about the ranking. Qin Feng glanced at the crowd and said, In the Sky Demon Beast Forest, there are only Qi Building Realm, Spirit Concentration Realm, Arcane Body Realm, and Mysterious Heaven Realm Demonic Beasts Forest. We've checked, but there might be some accidents. But with this special phone, there won't be any problems for the time being. Qi Building Realm Demonic Beasts Forest is 1 point, Spirit Concentration Realm Demonic Beasts Forest is 10 points, Arcane Body Realm Demonic Beasts Forest is 20 points, and Mysterious Heaven Realm Demonic Beasts Forest is 50 points. If you have the same number of points, you'll be ranked according to the grade of the Demonic Beasts Forest. If you have more Demonic Beasts Forest in the same realm, you'll be the winner. Is there anything else you don't understand? Someone asked. Is the Qi Building Realm Demonic Beasts Forest the same as Demonic Beasts Forest? Qin Feng nodded. Yes. Chapter 456. In fact, it didn't matter whether you were in the same realm or not. As long as you had the strength, you could deal with it easily. Moreover, in the Heavenly Beast Forest, the level of demon beasts and the number of demon beasts you would encounter were unknown. You didn't just need to rely on luck to encounter demon beasts. There were also some methods that could allow you to encounter more demon beasts. This was a test of each warrior's experience and courage. In order to kill more demonic beasts, did they know how to attract more demonic beasts? Did they have the courage to do so? These were all unintentionally tests you. This was also the reason why the Sky Martial Assembly had decided to use this method to determine the top 10. One had to know that future martial artists were not meant to fight against individual human martial artists. They were more likely to fight against monstrous beasts. They might even need to take charge of an area alone. They might need to lead hundreds of thousands of human martial artists to crusade against the monstrous beasts. They needed to be proficient in all aspects. Are there any other questions? If not, we will immediately depart for the Heavenly Beast Forest. Qin Feng glanced at everyone and asked. Everyone was silent. Silence meant that there were no more questions. Well, now we will check everyone's interspatial ring, and then everyone will go to the Heavenly Beast Forest. In fact, the inspection was only to check one thing, demon beast crystals. Because everyone knew that the purpose of entering the Heavenly Beast Forest was to kill demon beasts and obtain demon beasts crystals. The final score would be calculated according to the number of demon beasts crystals. Then, some people would prepare some demon beasts crystals in their interspatial rings in advance. This was a very normal thing. As for other things such as spiritual tools, protective spiritual tools, etc., they could bring as much as they could. After all, this was not a simple competition. Sure enough, some demon beasts crystals were found in many people's interspatial rings. These demon beasts crystals were confiscated for the time being. Of course, there would be no punishment. Everyone had their own reasons to explain. Then, everyone boarded a few modified buses. Lin Xian, Ling Ying, and Han Chushua sat together, sniffing the faint fragrance of the two beautiful ladies. It was indescribable how comfortable they were. Lin Xian, how about we go together? Ling Ying asked. Go together in the heavenly beast forest? Lin Xian asked. Ling Ying said. I am just saying, it may not be good. Lin Xian muttered to himself. How should he put it? Lin Xian wasn't worried about Ling Ying, Han Chushua and Lin Xian. He could go with them. But if they were together, the effect would be very low. Lin Xian would rather bring Wang Xintong or Miao Xiao Miao. First of all, these two girls weren't that strong compared to them, especially Wang Xintong. Although she was at the mysterious heaven realm, her experience and battle strength were relatively mediocre. Lin Xian was also worried about her. Forget it, Lin Xian said as he glanced at Wang Xintong, who was listening to music with headphones not far away. As long as you enter the heavenly demon beast forest, no matter what you do, as long as you don't violate the rules, it's fine. In fact, there aren't too many violations. Basically, there's only one point. You can't kill other warriors for demon crystals and rob them. Soon, they arrived at the huge heavenly beast forest. The mobile phones given to them had their own location. After entering the forest, they could also see how far away they were from the heavenly beast forest. They could then choose to come out early. In any case, they couldn't stay in the forest for more than 24 hours. Otherwise, it would be considered a failure. One by one, they got out of the car. Basically, every warrior was at least 500 meters away from each other. 500 meters. After entering the heavenly beast forest, it would be difficult for them to meet each other. They might be only a few dozen meters away, but because of the large number of trees, they still couldn't see each other. It wasn't that they couldn't go together, but it was better for them to go alone. Lin Xian also got out of the car and stood outside the heavenly demon beast forest. Beside him was an expert from the enforcement union. He was responsible for keeping an eye on those who would enter the heavenly demon beast forest. Once they entered the forest, they would also be responsible for their safety. Although there were already more than 100 experts from the three major forces inside the forest, Lin Xian didn't dare to say anything. Daogua, can I make a call? Lin Xian turned his head and looked at the person behind him. Sure, there are no restrictions. That man nodded and said, many thanks. Then Lin Xian gave Wang Xintong a call. Xiao Tong Tong, let's go together later. Lin Xian said. He was more concerned about Wang Xintong's strength. No need, I want to go by myself. Hearing Wang Xintong's words, Lin Xian was stunned for a moment. Yes. Well, regardless of whether it works or not, I want to treat this day as an important day for me to train. Wang Xintong's firm voice came from the other side. Be careful, Lin Xian said and hung up the phone. After about 10 minutes, a fiery red light lit up the sky. This should be the signal. Lin Xian looked at the time. It was exactly 9 a.m. You can go in now, the man behind Lin Xian said to him. Okay. After receiving the order, Lin Xian entered the heavenly demonic beasts forest. Everyone else also entered the forest at the same time. In fact, there weren't many of them, only 79 people. There were even 200 people protecting them in the forest. However, their safety was very important. Firstly, they were basically the most powerful group of young people in the city. They were the hope of the future. Secondly, it could be considered as the pressure from the empire. The previous operation in Linfeng City failed and caused heavy losses. They had already done a lot of protection, but there was no other way. If more people died in the Sky Beasts Forest trial, it would really be difficult to continue in the future. After Lin Xian entered the Sky Beasts Forest, the surrounding directly quieted down. Only the sound of the small animals in the forest could be heard. However, as Lin Xian approached, these small animals also stopped. Generally speaking, in a place like the forest, the deeper you go, the easier it is to encounter powerful demon beasts. It is like a hierarchy. The weak ones are in the periphery of the forest, and the powerful ones are in the center of the forest. Lin Xian muttered as he went deeper into the forest. He was too lazy to waste any more time in the outer ring. 1 point for a chi-building realm beast. 10 points for a spirit focus realm beast, 20 points for an arcane body realm beast, and 50 points for a mysterious heaven realm beast. For Lin Xian, killing arcane body realm and chi building realm beasts was the same. Either way, he could kill them all in one move, but the difference in points was 20 times. Furthermore, the outer ring was mostly filled with chi building realm and spirit focus realm beasts. Lin Xian knew this very well, so he did not waste any time and directly rushed into the depths. From the moment they entered the Sky Beast's forest, every warrior's choice was equivalent to the beginning of the test. Chapter 457. Lin Xian wasn't walking but sprinting. His speed in the forest could reach 10 meters per second. He now needed to run at this speed for 1 or 2 hours. This time, he would be able to enter the depths of the heavenly demon beast forest. At least for now it was enough. Of course, if he encountered any demonic beasts during this period of time, he would collect them as tolls. Those with experience would make the same choice as Lin Xian when they entered the heavenly demon beast forest. They could even choose not to kill demonic beasts for the first 1 or 2 hours. It might seem like they had 2 hours less than the others, but once they reached the area, killing 1 demonic beast would be equivalent to killing 10 demonic beasts in the periphery. It would be equivalent to killing 1 hour of demonic beasts, making up for the time they had wasted in the middle. After 1.5 hours, Lin Xian stopped. During this time, he had only killed 2 demonic beasts, and they were only in the chi building realm. Killing them didn't even take as much time as taking out the demonic crystals. This place should be about 15 kilometers away from the entrance. Lin Xian glanced at the map and muttered to himself. 15 kilometers into the forest. Although it was still considered as the outer perimeter of the forest, it was still considered quite deep into the forest. Lin Xian had already stopped sprinting forward at this point. Instead, he continued to move forward as usual. Of course, he was going deeper into the forest. Demonic beasts are most active at night. Night is also the most dangerous time. Therefore, I must seize the night. However, I have an extra ability compared to everyone else. Lin Xian's lips curled up as he released the Eye of Cave Spirit. The Eye of Cave Spirit could detect all the spirit energy fluctuations in the surroundings. What he was looking for wasn't demonic beasts, but the natural treasures in the forest that were emitting spirit energy fluctuations. In other words, spirit herbs and the like. A demonic beast's perception was tens of times stronger than a human's. In the outside world, any natural treasures that were emitting spirit energy would definitely be sensed by demonic beasts. Generally speaking, demonic beasts wouldn't eat these natural treasures. Or rather, they would wait until they were fully matured before eating them. They would mostly guard these natural treasures, because staying beside them would increase the speed of their growth. Therefore, in the outside world, any place with spiritual herbs would be guarded by demonic beasts. Furthermore, they would be stronger demonic beasts. No matter what, they would be at least in the mysterious heaven realm. This was because demonic beasts that were weak didn't have the ability to guard spiritual herbs. They would have long been snatched by stronger demonic beasts. Lin Xian was thinking about this point. He had an ability that others didn't have. He could also find stronger demonic beasts. In this kind of place where very few people set foot, the number of relatively ordinary heaven and earth spirit objects was still not too small. Perhaps some people could think of Lin Xian's point, but they didn't have Lin Xian's ability. Then, Lin Xian's Eye of Spiritual Insight saw many directions where the spiritual power of heaven and earth was flowing. Lin Xian randomly picked one and walked over. Thinking about it, this was a rare opportunity. Firstly, he could kill stronger demonic beasts. Secondly, he could obtain some spiritual herbs. Thirdly, he could increase his cultivation by killing stronger demonic beasts. Lin Xian was about to reach the mysterious heaven realm 4-star. Today might be an opportunity for him to increase his cultivation. Lin Xian also knew that these spiritual herbs were very useful to cultivators. Even for cultivators with the God's Child system, they could use the spiritual energy to increase their cultivation. However, they usually needed stronger spiritual herbs. Ordinary spiritual herbs were mostly used to refine medicine. I'm here. Lin Xian's figure stopped. At the same time, He canceled his Eye of Cave Spirit. In front of him, there was a particularly green plant that attracted Lin Xian's attention. This should be a one-star rainbow berry. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. A one-star rainbow berry was a relatively common spiritual herb. A red strawberry-like fruit would grow on a plant. This was a one-star rainbow berry, a spiritual herb that could heal injuries. Of course, this wasn't its only use. It was relatively useless and rare. What was even rarer was the 3-star rainbow berry. The 5-star rainbow berry and above could already be considered extremely rare. It was basically impossible to obtain them. It was said that there was a 9-star rainbow berry in the legends. The 9-star rainbow berry seemed to need thousands of years to grow. Even Law Realm experts didn't have the ability to get close to this kind of spiritual herb. Legend had it that this kind of spiritual herb could even develop intelligence. What was even more exaggerated was that it could take human form. Who knew if that was true or not? But it was clear that a spiritual herb like the rainbow berry was relatively powerful. Lin Xian directly walked over. He didn't believe that there would be an existence above the mystic heaven realm in this place. With Lin Xian's 3-star mystic heaven realm cultivation and his many tricks, he could easily deal with a 6-star mystic heaven realm monster. If he encountered a 7-star mystic heaven realm monster, he could run away if he couldn't beat it. Therefore, Lin Xian wasn't particularly panicked. Then Lin Xian plucked the 1-star rainbow berry. If this small strawberry was injured, he could directly eat it. Its medicinal effect might be more useful than those medicinal herbs, and not inferior to ordinary wood attribute healing techniques. The moment the 1-star rainbow berry was plucked, a roar came from not far away. Then, an aura suddenly rushed over. Sensing that aura, Lin Xian's lips curled up. Around 3-star mystic heaven realm. It came quite quickly. Lin Xian condensed lightning in his right hand. Then, he sensed the direction of the aura, and threw a heavenly thunder flash over. Boom! An explosion came from the front. Then, lightning flashed, and the surrounding area was directly flattened. At the same time, some of the nearby trees were set on fire. How should he put it? Forest fires were nothing here. This was the territory of the demonic beasts. Humans couldn't wait to burn down the forest and kill the demonic beasts. However, this was impossible. This wasn't Earth. With the strength of these demonic beasts, as long as it didn't spread too far, they could easily extinguish the forest fires. A black figure rushed out from the lightning. It opened its bloody mouth and stared at Lin Xian angrily. There was even blood in its mouth. It was probably hunting just now. Then, it sensed that its 1-star rainbow berry was tainted and directly rushed over. The divine sense of a mystic heaven realm monster was still something. It was a black tiger. However, its right hind leg seemed to have been electrocuted. It was a little charred and bleeding. Bloodthirsty demonic tiger. Realm. Mystic heaven realm 3 stars level 33. A relatively common monster. However, its bloodline isn't low. It can reach a higher realm. It's fast, has strong attack power, and is extremely cruel. Demonic skill. Demonic energy ray. Shoots a ray from its eyes. It has strong attack and penetration power. Generally, the body of the target will be penetrated. Bloodthirsty berserk. Increases all attributes for a short period of time. Chapter 458. This was the first time Lin Xian had seen a demonic beast with a skill that could buff itself. Lin Xian did not know how much the buff was, but it should not be weak. But, mysterious heaven realm 3 stars, the same level as Lin Xian. How could Lin Xian be afraid? If Lin Xian could not even defeat a demonic beast of the same level, then he could really go and die. Even if a demonic beast of the same level was much stronger than a martial artist. But Lin Xian's standard for himself was to be invincible in the same realm. If he fought seriously with an existence 2 stars higher than himself, there would be no danger to his life. To be able to kill an existence 3 stars higher than himself, no expert would be satisfied with just fighting in the same realm. Shua. Lin Xian took out 1,000 evils and rushed over without hesitation. Roar. The bloodthirsty demon tiger was clearly a hot-tempered creature. Even though its leg was injured, it didn't cower in the slightest. It leaped up and roared angrily. A black light erupted from its body as it swiped its claws at Lin Xian. Thousand lightning strike. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian was very happy. At the same realm, a demonic beast without using any martial skills actually wanted to fight him with a spirit weapon? Wasn't this courting death? Therefore, Lin Xian took the opportunity to release the Thunderbolt Thousand Rend. There was no need for him to waste time with this kind of demonic beast. He needed to conserve his spirit power, but Lin Xian had more than 10 spirit recovery pills. What would he need? He needed a large number of demonic crystals. And not only did he have enough, he was also thinking about Miao Xiao Miao and Wang Xintong. He did not want his women to be eliminated. Miao Xiao Miao was not particularly worried. She had been in the demonic beast realm for many years and knew better than most people. The main thing was Wang Xintong entering the top 10. She believed that with Wang Xintong's determination, she would be able to grow greatly. Shua! Lightning wrapped around Lin Xian as he slashed out. Bang! The bloodthirsty demon tiger's body was sent flying by the impact of the lightning. It crashed into several trees, and then crawled up with difficulty. Damn! Its defense is so high. At the same realm, Lin Xian released an earth-grade martial skill, and actually did not instantly kill it. Following that, Lin Xian did not hesitate to use the Thousand Lightning Strike in the form of Sword Qi. Roar! A terrifying power burst out from the bloodthirsty demon tiger's body, and a black light directly blocked the earth-grade martial skill. Amplification. Due to anger, the bloodthirsty demon tiger lost its mind. It was almost instantly killed by Lin Xian, but it reacted. But it was useless. Amplification. Exchange attribute exchange. Lin Xian could not be bothered to waste any more time. The more time he wasted, the more likely he would be in danger of being attacked. Demonic beast amplification of a demonic beast beasts. Moreover, Lin Xian didn't have to pay too much. Double the strength of a mysterious heaven realm third star was no joke. The higher Lin Xian's level was, the more terrifying the effect of the attribute doubling would be. The bloodthirsty demon tiger had indeed received an amplification, and its defense was probably increased as well. However, it was directly killed by Lin Xian's lightning amplification. It did not even have time to resist. After putting away the bloodthirsty demon tiger's beast core, Lin Xian moved on to his next target. Ding! You have leveled up to Mysterious Heaven Realm 4-star. After Lin Xian killed his second Mysterious Heaven Realm demonic beast, he successfully reached Mysterious Heaven Realm 4-star. His strength soared once again. The higher the realm, the greater the difference in strength between each realm. It would be harder to fight across realms. At Lin Xian's current distance, it would be difficult to meet other cultivators at this time. He also did not want to meet them. Lin Xian realized that his method was indeed useful. Not only could he obtain a lot of heaven and earth spirit items, but it was better than nothing. He could also accurately meet Mysterious Heaven Realm demonic beasts. Time gradually passed. For the entire day, which was about 10 hours, Lin Xian killed demonic beasts. It was simply too convenient for him to use his Eye of Cave Spirit to search for demonic beasts. His cultivation had even reached Mysterious Heaven Realm 5-star. In the future, Lin Xian decided to use this method to hunt demonic beasts in the demonic beast domain. Of course, there was a prerequisite. The demonic beasts here, or rather, the demonic beasts that could protect ordinary heaven and earth spirit items, had to be existences that Lin Xian could fight against. Dusk fell. It was after 10 o'clock at night, when the number of demonic beasts was the highest. Lin Xian had killed for an entire day. The highest level of demonic beast he encountered was Mysterious Heaven Realm 5-star, which was within the acceptable range. However, he was also Mysterious Heaven Realm 5-star now. Feeling a little tired, Lin Xian jumped onto a tree and planned to rest for a while. Resting for 10 minutes and recovering his spiritual energy wasn't a waste of time. On the contrary, if his body was tired, he might make mistakes during battle. If he made a mistake while fighting against demonic beasts of the same cultivation level, it could be fatal. Moreover, Lin Xian was also a little injured. This was normal. Fighting against a Mysterious Heaven Realm demonic beast during the day Even if it was Lin Xian, it was inevitable that he would be injured. There was a wound on his arm that was more than 10 centimeters long and close to 1 centimeter deep. It was caused by a demonic ape with sharp claws. However, this was a superficial wound, and he still needed to recuperate. To Lin Xian, there was no way to recuperate from superficial wounds. Pills and the like could only be used to heal internal injuries. As Lin Xian recovered, he took out a few biscuits that Lin Ye had made for him in advance from his interspatial ring. Moreover, they were made of meat. There was minced meat on top, and it wasn't sandwiched between the biscuits. It was crispy and delicious. To be able to eat biscuits personally made by Little Fairy in this kind of place, I feel so blessed. Lin Xian thought as he ate. After that, Lin Xian sent a message to Ling Ying, Han Chuxue, Wang Xintong, and Miao Xiao Miao, mainly to inform them that he was safe. Ling Ying and Wang Xintong replied in an instant. They were all very smart and chose the same path as Lin Xian. Wang Xintong was at the mysterious heaven realm 1 star, but it wasn't impossible for her to fight across realms. Moreover, unlike Lin Xian only encountered mysterious heaven realm demonic beasts. When they moved in this area, they would mostly encounter spirit condensation realm demonic beasts. Lin Xian specifically warned Wang Xintong. There were quite a lot of mysterious heaven realm demonic beasts in the sky demonic beast forest. Lin Xian had a deep understanding of this. As for Ling Ying, Lin Xian wasn't too worried. Even if she couldn't beat them, she would have no problem staying alive. This night was her dark attributes heaven. As for Han Chuxue, she also didn't have much of a problem. Even if she couldn't beat them, she could still run. Miao Xiao Miao. She also had the wind attribute. Even if she couldn't beat them, she could still run. Even Wang Xintong didn't have much of an advantage with her 2 attributes. After that, Miao Xiao Miao and Han Chuxue also replied to Lin Xian's message. Actually, it was easy to find them. They just sent their location to Lin Xian, and he could see how far they were from each other. However, Wang Xintong wanted to improve herself, so Lin Xian didn't say anything. Chapter 459. After the meal, Lin Xian had almost recovered his strength. He jumped down from the tree and continued his hunting journey. Time slowly passed, and the time gradually approached the middle of the night. Lin Xian didn't know that in the middle of the night, several figures quietly sneaked into the heavenly demon beast forest. Sister, what are we doing here? In the middle of the night, 3 figures stood in the sky. No one could see them, because their cultivation was too high. Ling Longyue sat in the sky with her legs crossed. She looked unhappy. It's a full moon tonight. They don't know that 3 days ago, a pack of silver moon heavenly wolves came to the heaven demon beast forest. A full moon night is a paradise for silver moon heavenly wolves. So, Ling Longyue yawned. He will definitely meet the pack of silver moon heavenly wolves. Ling Longshui said. Bing Lingyue pondered for a while. Silver moon heavenly wolves already existed in my era. They are a very ancient race that can reach a higher realm. At night, their fighting strength will increase by 30%, and on a full moon, their fighting strength will double. Silver moon heavenly wolves live in packs, and there will be at least 40 to 50 of them. The weakest of them will be close to the profound heaven realm, and on a full moon night, the weakest of them will be at the profound heaven realm. Normally, on a full moon night, the pack of silver moon heavenly wolves will choose to expand their territory. In other words, on a full moon night, the pack of silver moon heavenly wolves will move in large numbers to kill all the demonic beasts, including those who are here tonight. Ling Longyue said. But the heaven demon beast forest is so big. Why is that bastard Lin Xian sure to meet the pack of silver moon heavenly wolves? So you can read more ancient books. Ling Longshui glanced at Ling Longyue. Although they were beasts, they still needed to know about the demon beast race. The silver moon heavenly wolves are sensitive to sound and light. Lin Xian has the lightning attribute. It is one of the brightest attributes. At the same time, it is the loudest. Therefore, he will be in danger. Also, the silver moon heavenly wolves have the ability to tear apart defensive enchantments. Yes. Ling Longshui pointed downwards. Ling Longyue looked over. A martial artist was stealthily moving through the night. He saw a silver moon heavenly wolf, but he didn't understand. He quietly prepared to ambush it, but he didn't know that he was already surrounded by dozens of silver moon heavenly wolves. When he rushed over, he had indeed attacked. But in the next instant, he realized that dozens of pairs of green eyes had appeared around him. Following that, the silver moon celestial wolves rushed over. He subconsciously crushed his cell phone. He didn't even have the time to call for help. But he still had his own phone. Just as he heaved a sigh of relief, and was about to use his phone to contact those people, the white barrier was torn apart by the silver moon wolf. Ah! The blood-curdling screams rang out in the sky above the heaven demonic beast forest. However, the forest was too big, and almost no one could hear them. So annoying. Why did these humans have to come to such a place for training? You're looking down on the demons too much. Ling Longyue scratched her head. They went to Lin Xian. Lin Xian will be the second person to encounter them. You go. Ling Longyue said. No, I don't want to save him. Ling Longyue shook her head proudly. You still need him to help you increase your spatial attribute. Okay. At this moment, Lin Xian had just used the 5 lightning constellation to kill a mystic heaven realm 6-star demonic beast. He was recovering his spiritual energy. I should be leaving the designated area soon. Lin Xian took out his phone and looked at the map. It was indeed so. He was now at the edge of the designated area. This area had been cleared and explored. If he went out, he might encounter a lightning tribulation realm demonic beast. Lin Xian couldn't defeat a lightning tribulation realm demonic beast, so he didn't continue forward. Lin Xian should be the closest to the edge. He didn't know that he was also the closest to the silver moon heavenly wolf pack. Go back. Lin Xian decided to go back. Going forward was naturally impossible. He would go back to the area he hadn't been to before and look for other demonic beasts. Lin Xian's direction was exactly the direction that the silver moon heavenly wolf pack was looking for him. Opening his eye of cave spirit, Lin Xian suddenly realized that there was an especially chaotic fluctuation of spiritual energy in front of him. What's going on? Lin Xian frowned. He had never seen such a fluctuation before, so Lin Xian couldn't react in time. However, Lin Xian didn't dare to go forward. In front of him, 3 figures were hiding in the dark. Big brother, why isn't Lin Xian moving? One of them said through the earpiece. That's right, they were here to assassinate Lin Xian. As for how they found Lin Xian, it was actually very easy. During the day, Qin Xiaotian passed by Lin Xian and stuck a mini tracker on Lin Xian. Of course, there was also Ling Ying. Then they could detect Lin Xian's location. As for why they didn't directly find and kill Lin Xian, they chose to hide in the direction that Lin Xian went and ambush him in advance. That was because they knew that Lin Xian had the space attribute. Although they were strong, once Lin Xian reacted, he could use the space attribute to escape. At the same time, there were many experts from the 3 major forces patrolling here, so they had to kill him in one hit. Don't worry, we have his location. Don't panic. Ah! Suddenly, a scream came from the earpiece. Third brother! Third brother! The big brother revealed an expression of disbelief. Then he lost contact with his third brother. How was that possible? His third brother was an 8-star lightning tribulation realm cultivator. An 8-star lightning tribulation realm cultivator was instantly killed? And Lin Xian heard this scream. It would be abnormal if he didn't hear this scream. What's going on? Could it be that a cultivator in the trial was attacked by a demonic beast? Lin Xian frowned. He was hesitating whether to go over or not. In the end, Lin Xian still chose to go over. The closer he got, the more Lin Xian could feel a kind of spiritual energy fluctuation, followed by the sounds of battle. Then the ground trembled, and various powerful martial techniques collided. What the hell? Lin Xian felt this power and revealed a shocked expression. This was a power that was far above the mysterious heaven realm. Lightning tribulation realm? No, Lin Xian had felt the power of the lightning tribulation realm before, and it seemed to be much stronger than that. It can't be the law realm, right? Lin Xian opened his mouth. Then he decisively ran in another direction. What a joke! Why would he go near the law realm? Was he courting death? And in a short moment, the three people there all became corpses. They were waiting for Lin Xian, but they didn't expect to be targeted by a group of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. They also didn't expect that there would be a Law Realm existence among this group of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. A Law Realm Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf's strength doubled under a full moon. That wasn't something a normal Law Realm cultivator could compare to. He didn't even have time to run before he was instantly killed. They wanted to assassinate Lin Xian, but they died in the mouths of a group of demonic beasts. It was really sad, and Lin Xian and Qin Xiaotian didn't know about it yet. Chapter 460. Lin Xian ran quite a distance before stopping. Did a law-boundary demonic beast enter this trial area? Lin Xian slowed down as he muttered to himself. In Lin Xian's opinion, it should be so. Moreover, it should be a scene of human cultivators fighting. So Lin Xian thought that the experts of the three major forces might have been attacked here. He did not know that the person who came to assassinate him had actually died. Should I contact the people of the three major forces? Lin Xian thought for a while, and decided to send a message to Qin Feng to tell him about what had just happened. However, Lin Xian's tone was uncertain. He wasn't asking for reinforcements. Qin Feng quickly replied to Lin Xian. He had just contacted everyone, and had not lost contact with anyone. Everything was normal. This made Lin Xian very uncomfortable. Could it be two law-boundary demonic beasts fighting? That's not right. I clearly heard a human scream. Lin Xian was a little confused. Whoosh! Right at this moment, Lin Xian's brows suddenly knit together, because he'd sensed something unusual not too far away. A strange movement very quickly. A demonic beast. Lin Xian held 1,000 evils in his hand, and released his divine sense. No, there was more than one of them. Lin Xian released his Eye of Cave Spirit, and then he was stunned. What the hell? He had been surrounded. This was a group of demonic beasts. As for how strong they were, Lin Xian was not sure. However, he had an extra Eye of Cave Spirit compared to other cultivators. Zzz. Lightning gathered in Lin Xian's hand. He was now surrounded, and his Eye of Cave Spirit could sense it. However, Lin Xian did not panic too much because he had the spatial attribute. The reason why he did not leave was that there were many demonic beasts around, and it would take him a long time to go out and search. As long as there was no law-boundary demonic beast, it was fine. Even if there was, Lin Xian could still escape with his spatial attribute. Moreover, he still had carefree, this kind of abnormal movement speed increasing movement skill. Why should he just run away? For the time being, he did not know what these demonic beasts were. But since they were moving in groups, they must have lived in groups and were well trained. Even if Lin Xian was alone, they were preparing to attack in a pincer attack. Such a group of demonic beasts was destined to be very strong. However, they encountered Lin Xian. Even though Lin Xian was in the dark, even though they were still tens of meters away from Lin Xian had already caught them all. Heavenly Thunder Flash. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Lin Xian put away 1,000 evils, and condensed Heavenly Thunder Flash in his hands. Like a human-shaped artillery battery, he threw it in every direction that his Eye of Cave Spirit could detect. Boom boom boom. The rumbling of thunder was accompanied by the sudden appearance of purple light in the dark night. Occasionally, the anguished howls of demonic beasts could be heard. As Lin Xian took the initiative to attack, the demonic beasts no longer concealed themselves. They charged towards Lin Xian from all directions, accompanied by a sudden flash of white light. Lin Xian saw the figures of the demonic beasts rushing towards him. Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf? Not many martial artists knew about Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves, but Lin Xian had seen them in the ancient book of Love Shao Runing. Following that, Lin Xian raised his head and looked at the sky. Full moon night. Fortunately, most of the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves were in the Mystic Heaven realm. Even if their strength was doubled on a full moon night, their speed and strength were only around the Mystic Heaven realm 5 stars. They were about the same as Lin Xian's strength. Therefore Lin Xian was not afraid. He did not feel an irresistible force. Although there were many Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves in the Mystic Heaven realm, Lin Xian was not afraid of numbers. Seeing the pack of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves rushing towards him, Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly. Why was Lin Xian not panicking? The reason was simple. He was waiting for the pack of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves to rush in. When the pack of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves rushed into a certain area, they did not do anything special at first. However, when they approached Lin Xian, some of the weaker Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves directly fell to the ground. Coupled with their extremely fast speed, their bodies were thrown more than 10 meters away. Lin Xian's lips curled up into a cold smile. Did they think he was a pushover? Did they think this poison was a pushover? When they rushed into the poison domain that Lin Xian had secretly created, their game was over. It was mainly because Lin Xian's luck was good. This pack of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves did not even have a Thunder Tribulation Realm cultivator. There was a group of Thunder Tribulation Realm cultivators and 2 Law Realm Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves eating the Evil Fiend Hall cultivators. How should he put it? The bodies of these cultivators were the favorite of these demonic beasts. After all, when their cultivation realm was high, their bodies would be strengthened. Simply put, a body of this level was similar to a spiritual item of heaven and earth, similar to a spiritual herb. In any case, it was a great tonic. Naturally, it was the food in the stomachs of the higher-level Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. These weaker ones would eat the weaker ones. This was very normal. Even if they were of the same race, there would still be a hierarchy. There were about 30 Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves on Lin Xian's side. About 10 of them directly entered the poison domain and lost their ability to move. They were not far from death. About 10 of them were hindered and slowed down, but they still had the ability to move. There were about 10 more. It did not seem to have much effect, but Lin Xian knew that it was only because their levels were higher that the effect of his poison would not appear so quickly. However, they were definitely poisoned. It was only a matter of time. After all, this place was not too far away from the Law Realm power just now. Therefore, Lin Xian even felt that this group of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves was the culprit behind the release of the Law Realm power just now. There must be a very, very strong Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf King. This was inevitable. There must be a strongest leader among them. But Lin Xian had not seen it yet. So Lin Xian knew that it had not appeared yet. Therefore, he had to take advantage of this little bit of time to get rid of these Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. After getting rid of this group, Lin Xian would basically be in the top 10. Moreover, he could help Wang Xintong. After all, there were dozens of mysterious Heaven Realm cultivators. Carefree World. This was really the first time Lin Xian had released Carefree World in a true sense. After releasing Carefree World, he felt that his body was no longer his own. He felt even more elated than when he had been squeezed dry by Ling Ying for an entire night. Then he moved. Whoosh! His figure directly dodged the surprise attacks of a few Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. With just a slight movement, Lin Xian instantly appeared in a position to the side, as if he had teleported. This, after releasing all his strength, wasn't a tenfold increase in movement speed a little too exaggerated? Lin Xian had completely fallen in love with this martial art technique. Of course, it consumed too much spiritual power, so he only increased it by 3 to 4 times. Then his figure madly ran in the poisonous domain that he had released. The group of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves stubbornly chased after him and released all kinds of martial arts techniques. The surrounding books and stones were directly shattered by the sudden appearance of the silver light. It felt like thunder. If they hit Lin Xian, it would obviously be fatal, but they could not hit Lin Xian. Every time they were about to hit him, Lin Xian's speed would suddenly increase, and then he would lead the group of wolves madly running in the poisonous domain. Chapter 461. A pack of Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves that could be said to be terrifying when added together were all killed by Lin Xian, just like that. What did that mean? At least half of them were in the profound heaven realm, while the rest were in the high levels of the spirit condensation realm. However, with a full moon, their strength doubled and reached the profound heaven realm. Lin Xian smirked as he looked at the pack of Silver Moon Wolves that were either motionless or twitching on the ground, unable to get up. This poison attribute is too damn useful. Lin Xian was pleasantly surprised. It was much more useful than he had imagined. 5 Thunder Constellation. Sizzle! Lin Xian released the powerful 5 Thunder constellation and killed all the Silver Moon heavenly wolves that had not been poisoned to death by Lin Xian. Ding! Your cultivation level has increased to Profound Heaven Realm 6 stars. Lin Xian had reached the 6th star of the Mysterious Heaven stage and was close to the 7th star of the Mysterious Heaven stage. To Lin Xian, the increase in his cultivation alone made this trip worthwhile. No, that was not right. He still had to enter the God's Awakening door. Is this the poison attribute? Above the void, Bing Lingyue saw this scene and said softly, "That's right, it's the poison attribute. He's lucky. If those Lightning Tribulation Realm and Law Realm Silver Moon, Heavenly Wolf King were together, he wouldn't be able to do this." Linglong Shui was right. Even if a Lightning Tribulation Realm Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf King came, Lin Xian would not be able to fight it. When he felt the power of a Lightning Tribulation Realm, his first reaction would be to run. If Lin Xian had reached Profound Heaven Realm 8 or 9 stars, he could try fighting Lightning Tribulation Realm 2 or 9 stars. But now, it was impossible. It was too difficult to cross a realm. They're going. Bing Lingyue saw a few figures in the forest, running towards Lin Xian in the dark. Yuer is already there. Linglong Shui was not worried after seeing this. Damn, Lin Xian was still thinking of taking out the demon crystals of the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves when he suddenly felt several auras in the sky. One of them was especially terrifying. That was the aura of the Lightning Tribulation Realm. To what extent could a cultivator in the Thunder Tribulation Realm achieve? Just by releasing his aura, Lin Xian would probably be lying on the ground vomiting blood. There was no way he could resist this existence. However, why was Lin Xian hesitating? This was because he had the Heaven's Wrath Needle that Linglong Shui had given him. As long as he hit it, even a Thunder Tribulation Realm cultivator would be instantly killed by the Heaven's Wrath Needle. However, it was the Lightning Tribulation Realm, and there were more than one Lightning Tribulation Realm cultivators. So Lin Xian gave up. Yo-yo! Lin Xian planned to slip away first, and then find an opportunity to come back and retrieve the demon crystals of these Silver Moon Heavenly Wolves. A furious roar was accompanied by a barrier that directly sealed Lin Xian. Barriers could be released by powerful cultivators and demonic beasts. Generally speaking, only those at the Law Realm could release them. However, some very special demonic beasts could release them at the Thunder Tribulation Realm. The Thunder Tribulation Realm demonic beast that Lin Xian had encountered in the Sky Martial Court was relatively special and powerful. A terrifying force broke through a 5 to 6 meter wide area in front of him. Wherever it went, trees and stones would all turn into dust as it rushed toward Lin Xian. Instant shadow. Lin Xian moved 10 meters to the side and nimbly dodged the attack. Then, several figures appeared in front of and around Lin Xian, surrounding him. The force blasted a ditch more than a meter deep and dozens of meters long in the ground. Several Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Kings, whose grades and levels were not low, glared at Lin Xian. At this moment, on a tree beside Lin Xian, Ling Longyue was chewing on an apple and looking down condescendingly. Bye-bye. When Lin Xian saw the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Kings, he decisively released his spatial attribute and tried to escape 1,000 meters away. Lin Xian had indeed disappeared and was 1,000 meters away. Just as Lin Xian was about to escape, he realized that he was locked on by a force. Then his figure disappeared again. When he reappeared, he found himself in the place where he had been surrounded by the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Kings. Lin Xian. Really? He was dumbfounded. What was going on? Did these Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Kings have spatial attributes? That was impossible, right? How many demonic beasts could control spatial attributes? Really? For a moment, Lin Xian felt despair. Roar! Several Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Kings pounced toward Lin Xian. Lin Xian quickly swallowed a spirit recovery pill and released his spatial attribute to escape. All the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Kings missed him. Lin Xian had indeed left, but he had returned. F***CK. Lin Xian wanted to curse. What the hell? What a weak man. What's the point of only knowing how to run? A figure suddenly came from above. Lin Xian felt that this person had some attributes. Then, he saw Ling Longyue land in front of him. Following that, Lin Xian understood. So it was this girl's doing. What are you doing? Lin Xian asked in confusion. A beauty saving a coward. Lin Xian. Remember, you owe me a favor. With that, Ling Longyue waved her hand. Those lightning tribulation realm and law realm silver moon heavenly wolf kings all fell to the ground like stinky little brothers. Then they instantly stopped breathing. According to Ling Longshui, they were demonic beasts and would not kill demonic beasts for no reason. However, there was a reason. It was because they wanted to save Lin Xian. Although Lin Xian did not necessarily need to be saved, in fact, he really did not need to be saved. With his spatial attribute to escape, he could use the spirit recovery pill to activate Unfettered World. Even if those demonic beasts were law realm demonic beasts, they would not be able to catch up to Lin Xian. If they could not catch up, they would lose their target and would not be able to find Lin Xian. Secondly, the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf Pack was an ambitious race. Their existence would hunt down innocent demonic beasts, so killing them was not a big problem. However, with strength they could do whatever they wanted. Lin Xian's mouth twitched. All right, let's call it a day. Ling Longyue clapped her hands, and then looked at Lin Xian before stretching out her hand. What? Lin Xian was dumbfounded. This young lady saved you. Don't tell me you don't want to repay me for saving your life? And take out that treasure that can increase the spatial attribute. It's not as precious as your life, right? Lin Xian. Wah! How can you be so shameless? Although your sister always has a straight face, as if everyone owes her money, she is still a reasonable person. What about you? What about me? Ling Longyue put her hands on her waist and said, Am I not? Without me, you would have been killed by the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf King. Even with the spatial attribute, you would not have been able to escape from 1,000 meters away. Who said so? Lin Xian. I also have a movement technique that can increase my speed by 10 times. I can escape from the Silver Moon Heavenly Wolf King's lock in a short time. Who said I can't escape? Che hypocritical man. A movement technique that increases speed by 10 times? Not to mention you. Even my sister and I don't have such a movement technique. Who are you trying to fool? Ling Longyue rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Chapter 462. From Ling Longyue's words, one could tell how rare a movement technique was. No, to be precise, how rare a powerful movement technique was. One was in the heavenly venerable realm, and the other was in the absolute realm. They were basically at the peak of the realm, right? Did they not have a movement technique that could increase their movement speed by 10 times? Moreover, 10 times movement speed was not the peak of the realm. There were 3 levels to world freedom. Lin Xian was only at the first level, creating an afterimage. As for the 3rd level, so close, yet worlds apart, that was more than 10 times. It was a little exaggerated. Why would I lie to you? Didn't you see it just now? Lin Xian shrugged and said. Ling Longyue did not notice it just now. However, when Lin Xian released 10 times movement speed, both Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue noticed it. They were also very surprised. The speed that Lin Xian displayed almost made them think that it was teleportation. They were really surprised and curious, because they were now more familiar with Lin Xian. They also knew about Lin Xian's situation. He only had one sister to rely on. But in such a situation, how did he have so many powerful martial techniques? Also, those mysterious things that even Ling Longshui thought were treasures. Where did Lin Xian get them? This man was a little different. Ling Longyue did not believe it. I don't care if you believe it or not. Anyway, you just need to know that you did not save my life. Also, don't forget to serve me for 7 days. It's not that easy to get a space attribute treasure. Ling Longyue. Then why did she save Lin Xian? Humph. Bastard. Bah. Ling Longyue spat and disappeared in a huff. Lin Xian continued to collect the demonic crystals without a care in the world. Not to mention so many profound Heaven Realm monster crystals. There were even Law Realm monster crystals, and Thunder Tribulation Realm monster crystals. Because he knew that it was impossible to kill Thunder Tribulation Realm and Law Realm monster crystals. These 2 kinds of monster crystals were not included in the points. However, that did not mean that it was impossible. If it was possible, it was basically safe. Lin Xian might even be able to help Wang Xintong. After giving it some thought, Lin Xian sent a message to Qin Feng and asked if it was okay. Qin Feng then replied with a surprised question. In the end, Lin Xian received the news that it was possible. After all, they had all been searched. It was impossible for them to bring in demon crystals prepared in advance. Lin Xian then looked at the time. It was already 10 at night. There were 11 more hours until the 24th hour. He had to leave about an hour or so of time to leave the Heavenly Beast Forest. However, Lin Xian did not relax and continued to hunt for monsters. Firstly, he could raise his cultivation level. Secondly, he could continue to obtain monster crystals. Why not? He was already at Profound Heaven Realm 6 stars. If he killed a few more Profound Heaven Realm monsters tonight, Lin Xian would be able to raise his cultivation level to Profound Heaven Realm 7 stars. In other words, he had raised his cultivation level by 3 stars in one night. This was an extremely exaggerated speed. It was a pity that those Thunder Tribulation Realm and Law Realm Silver Moon Wolves were all killed by Ling Longyue. Otherwise, Lin Xian would probably be able to break through to the Thunder Tribulation Realm. However, he was not in a hurry. It was best to do it step by step. If Lin Xian really wanted to increase his strength, it was very simple. Didn't Ling Longyue want to achieve great success in the spatial realm? At most, she could change the content. She could bring Lin Xian to catch a group of Thunder Tribulation Realm and Realm monsters for Lin Xian to kill. This way, his cultivation level would definitely increase very quickly. However, Lin Xian would lose an important part in the process. This would cause him to not be able to recognize his own strength. Moreover, Lin Xian needed to complete the mission. If he could not complete the mission, his level would be reset to 0. It would be useless no matter how high his level was. This is so infuriating. So infuriating. In the void, Ling Longyue appeared beside them. She was so angry that she gritted her teeth. What's wrong? Ling Longshui asked. Sister, don't you think this person is despicable? I saved him, and he still said that he could run away without me saving him. He took my kindness for granted and wasted my energy for nothing. He should just die. Ling Longyue gritted her teeth and said angrily. It seems like he really can run away if he wants to. Bing Lingyue said softly. Sister Bing, you are also siding with him. Ling Longyue pouted her small mouth. Bing Lingyue revealed a gentle smile and said, the speed he increased in an instant was very exaggerated. If he can maintain it for about 10 seconds and continue to release the space attribute, he can escape the lock of a realm of law monster. He even bragged that he has a movement technique that can increase his speed by 10 times. My fastest speed is only 8 times. Ling Longyue said in disbelief. Ling Longshui recalled the scene just now and nodded. Maybe he can really increase it by 10 times. Ling Longyue looked at Ling Longshui in disbelief and said, how is that possible? Even you can only increase it by 8 times. But, before this, do you believe that an ordinary human can increase my space attribute to a large extent? Ling Longshui said. Ling Longyue was speechless. Thinking about it carefully, it seemed to be the case. Let's go back. Don't worry. Is there any other problem? After all, there were a few people waiting for him to assassinate him. Bing Lingyue asked. Ling Longshui said. With the space attribute in Heaven's Wrath Needle, there should be no problem. About an hour later, Lin Xian's cultivation level rose to Mysterious Heaven Realm 7 stars. He should be on par with Ling Ying. It was not easy. Ding dong. Lin Xian's phone rang, and he saw that it was a message from Ling Ying. Someone is trying to assassinate me. Lin Xian frowned. Someone is trying to assassinate Ling Ying? Does Ling Ying have any enemies? No, although Ling Ying is like this, he is actually very low-key and would not provoke anyone. Then Lin Xian thought of himself. Maybe it's because of me. Also, he suddenly thought of the scream from before and asked Qin Feng. No one from the 3 major forces met with any mishap. Also at that time, there shouldn't be any other cultivators training in that place, right? Could it be that someone is trying to assassinate me? Lin Xian suddenly became terrified as he thought about it. Then Lin Xian quickly dialed Ling Ying's number. They must have a condition when they were outside, and that was to keep their phones on silent. This was a very important point. Hello. Ling Ying's voice came from the other side. What's going on? Lin Xian asked. I just passed by a place, and two people suddenly attacked me. They should be in the Thunder Tribulation realm, or even the Law realm. I reacted quickly, and used the dark attribute to escape. Send me your location now. I'll go over. No, they are near me now. It's dangerous for you to come over. Ling Ying guessed that it might be related to Lin Xian. You don't have any spiritual power? Lin Xian asked. Yes. Give me the location. I'll go over. Chapter 463. What did it mean that Ling Ying didn't have spirit power? She was at the mercy of others. If she had spirit power, she could continue to use the dark element to escape. But if she didn't, she wouldn't be able to withstand a Thunder Tribulation realm, or even a Law realm cultivator. She would be killed in an instant. And Ling Ying had Lin Xian's spirit recovery pill. What did it mean that she was hiding now? She had used the spirit recovery pill. Which meant that Ling Ying was in a very dangerous situation. Lin Xian had to go. It's fine. I'll rest for a while, and recover my spirit power. Then, I'll find an opportunity to use the dark element to escape. Ling Ying said softly. She was indeed worried that Lin Xian would be in danger if he came. So she didn't want Lin Xian to come. Hurry up. Lin Xian's tone was filled with anger. This was the first time Ling Ying felt anger from Lin Xian's tone. Lin Xian wasn't angry. It was the kind of anger that was formed from worry. In short, he wouldn't allow anything to happen to Ling Ying. Ling Ying bit her red lips. I've already informed the three major forces, so hurry up. It was one thing for the people from the three major forces to go, but it was another for him to go. Lin Xian would only feel at ease if he went alone. Ling Ying's situation was because she had encountered an unexpected situation. Asking for help was considered a request for help. But this kind of unexpected situation would not disqualify her, because it was completely unexpected that she would be assassinated by a martial artist. Only when she was in danger with a demonic beast would it be considered a request for help. After all, this trial was for demonic beasts. Then Lin Xian said, I have the spatial attribute and a Heaven's Wrath needle on me. I can instantly kill a Law realm cultivator. Don't worry, I won't be in danger. Hurry up and send me your location. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Ling Ying hesitated for a moment before sending her location to Lin Xian. Wait for me. Don't hang up. After that, Lin Xian activated Carefree Under the Heavens and sped towards Ling Ying's location at 10 times the normal speed. There were still 12 recovery pills left, but Lin Xian didn't care about the recovery pills. He only cared about Ling Ying's safety. He continuously consumed the recovery pills and sped away at an extremely fast speed. What made Lin Xian heave a sigh of relief was that Ling Ying was not too far away from him. She was only 5 kilometers away. In less than 5 minutes, Lin Xian had roughly arrived at the area. He then slowed down and entered stealth. Where are you? Lin Xian whispered to Ling Ying on the phone. I saw you. Ling Ying's figure appeared beside Lin Xian. Let's go. Ling Ying grabbed Lin Xian's hand and released the dark element. The two of them hid in the place where Ling Ying had been. It was a very dense tree. Hurry up and consume this. Lin Xian gave Ling Ying a few recovery pills. To be honest, Ling Ying was very touched. Only in times of danger could she test a man. Clearly Lin Xian had passed her test. No, to be precise, Ling Ying didn't test Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian's actions made Ling Ying feel that following him was the right choice. At the very least, she hadn't misjudged him, even if he was a bit of a playboy. Suddenly, a ball of fire rushed over. Lin Xian reacted quickly and used Blink Shadow while hugging Ling Ying. In an instant, the tree they were in was burned to ashes. 2 figures appeared in front of them. You're actually not dead. When one of the masked men saw Lin Xian, he revealed an astonished expression. In his heart, he thought that his companion hadn't made a move yet, but he didn't know that his companion had already died in the mouth of a demonic beast. If you hadn't come, it would have been really difficult to find this woman. The man sneered. Qin Xiaotian, Must have spent a lot of money to hire you, right? Lin Xian said coldly. The man frowned and said, a dead man doesn't need to speak. After saying that, a monstrous aura surged from his body. You seem to have forgotten that I have the space element. Lin Xian smirked, and then the two of them disappeared. TSK. Ridiculous. The man sneered. The space element was indeed strong. The reason why he chose to assassinate was because he was afraid of making a mistake. If he didn't kill them instantly, they would definitely report it. If that happened, there would be trouble. However, there was no other way. If he made a mistake, he could only take action by force. This was the situation now. Lin Xian's space element was indeed strong, but his strength and spiritual energy were just that little. As long as he could lock onto Lin Xian, it would be fine. However, he didn't expect that Lin Xian would have a spiritual energy recovery pill that could recover so much spiritual energy. As far as everyone knew, there were no such things. There were only spiritual energy recovery pills. But these things could only recover a little. They're here. The two of them landed nearly a kilometer away. Ling Ying was originally relieved when he suddenly felt the aura behind him. Ling Ying was shocked. What do we do? Lin Xian could actually run. It was the same idea as when he encountered the Silver Moon Direwolf King. Because he had the spiritual energy recovery pill, he could make it happen. However, Lin Xian didn't want to run anymore. Damn it! They were chasing after him all day long, and now they were attacking the people around him. Mother asterisk cur. He couldn't take it anymore. Little Ying, can you use the dark element to hide me? Lin Xian asked. Ling Ying said, yes. What are you going to do? Lin Xian muttered, give me another clone. I want to kill that B asterisk starred. Ling Ying, are you sure? Ling Ying confirmed again. Yes. You be careful. Okay. Ling Ying then released his energy to hide Lin Xian. Lin Xian hid behind a nearby tree. With Ling Ying's ability to hide, it was still difficult to find Lin Xian. Shadow clone. Ling Ying then released another wave of energy at Lin Xian. Then, a person who looked exactly like Lin Xian walked out and walked to her side. Lin Xian. What the F asterisk CK? This clone was indeed abnormal. He couldn't tell the difference. Whoosh! Two figures appeared in front of them one after the other. Running? Not running anymore. Have you run out of spiritual energy? Are you waiting to die? When the man saw Ling Ying and Lin Xian, he couldn't help but laugh. Leader, let's not delay any longer. I'm afraid that the people from the three major forces are already here. Can't we get rid of them? The other person said. Okay. Then, flames filled the sky and trapped them. Destroy. Suddenly, Lin Xian rushed out from inside. TSK, you're courting death. The man sneered and threw a punch at Lin Xian. At the same time, the hidden Lin Xian seized the opportunity and directly released the Heaven's Wrath Needle. The man scattered Lin Xian, but found that it was a fake. His reaction was already very fast. Feeling the power coming from the side, he quickly turned and blocked it. TSK. However, the Heaven's Wrath Needle ignored the defensive chi and directly penetrated his body. Puff, he spat out a mouthful of blood. Leader. The other person showed a shocked expression and rushed over. Plop. So sinister. The man knelt on the ground and then lay down. When the other Thunder Tribulation Realm powerhouse saw that the Law Realm powerhouse was instantly killed, his subconscious reaction was to run away. Chapter 464. Lin Xian, on the other hand, had killed this Law Realm cultivator and directly raised his cultivation level to Mystic Heaven Realm 9 stars. The Law Realm required a lot of experience, but the Mysterious Heaven Realm required a lot of experience as well. Lin Xian's rise was close to 3 stars. Moreover, that person was only in the Law Realm. Mysterious Heaven Realm 9 stars. About to step into the Mysterious Heaven Realm 10 stars. Lin Xian's rise was terrifying. Want to run? When Lin Xian reached the Mysterious Heaven Realm 9 stars, he felt like he wasn't afraid of the Lightning Tribulation Realm anymore. He wanted to chase after them. Boom! A bolt of lightning fell from the sky and killed the fleeing Lightning Tribulation Realm cultivator. He didn't even have time to scream before a figure landed. Uncle Qin. Lin Xian was pleasantly surprised when he saw who it was. Are you all right? Qin Feng asked after glancing at the two. Lin Xian nodded. I'm fine. I didn't expect someone from the Evil Fiend Hall to sneak into this forest. It seems like we can't continue with this trial. Qin Feng walked over and said after some thought. Lin Xian shook his head. No, they're here for me. You provoked the Evil Fiend Hall. No, to be precise, they hired someone to kill me. Lin Xian said. Who? Lin Xian smiled. Don't worry about it, Uncle Qin. We'll find out after the Sky Marshal Conference. Qin Feng nodded slightly, then patted Lin Xian on the shoulder and said, So, do you want to continue or what? Of course we're going to continue. We can't fall behind the top 10 of the Sky Marshal Conference. Okay, then you guys should be around here. I'll send people to patrol the area. Safety first. Qin Feng reminded them. Thank you, Uncle Qin. Qin Feng knew how important the Sky Marshal Conference was to them. Asking them to give up. Even if he thought about it, it was impossible. Qin Feng then left. Tell me, what's your realm now? After Qin Feng left, Ling Ying hurriedly asked, as if nothing dangerous had happened. 9 stars of the mysterious heaven realm. Ling Ying. How could that be? Could that person be a high-level law realm expert? That shouldn't be the case. If it was a high-level law realm expert, I wouldn't have been able to escape so quickly. I would have been killed by him long ago. Ling Ying revealed an expression of disbelief. Actually, I was already at the 7 stars of the profound heaven realm before this. Ling Ying. She remembered that Lin Xian was only at the 4 stars of the mysterious heaven realm before coming here. She was only at Mystic Heaven Realm 5 stars. So how could Lin Xian be at Mystic Heaven Realm 7 stars, before she killed that law realm expert? How did he do it? She had only risen by 1 star. So she was only at the 6th star of the mysterious heaven realm. And now, Lin Xian was at the 9th star of the mysterious heaven realm. What an exaggeration! How did you manage to raise it by 3 stars? Ling Ying asked in surprise. Lin Xian shrugged. I encountered a group of Mystic Heaven Realm demonic beasts. There were dozens of them, so I killed them all. That's how my cultivation rose by so much. Ling Ying. A group of Mystic Heaven Realm demonic beasts? How could he still speak so calmly after encountering such a group of demonic beasts? Aren't you afraid? A cultivator had to be careful when facing a demonic beast of the same realm, let alone a group of demonic beasts. If they were the slightest bit careless, even a demonic beast of a lower realm could kill them in one move. Ling Ying felt a lingering fear for Lin Xian. It's nothing. Don't forget my attributes. Poison and lightning attributes are both F*King area of effect attributes. When the group of demonic beasts entered my poison domain, half of them directly fell. Then I stalled for time, and the rest all fell. It was an easy group. You're amazing. Ling Ying could only silently say this. Lin Xian smiled and then hugged her slender waist. Ling Ying was already used to Lin Xian's actions. Moreover, there was no one around, so what if he hugged her? Little Ying Ying, look, I have a lot of demonic crystals. The sky is the quilt, the ground is the bed, and the moon is the lamp. How about we sleep? Lin Xian thought of something and couldn't help but wipe his saliva, looking like a pig. Is there something wrong with you? Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian. This was the F*King demonic beast domain, and a place where Mystic Heaven Realm demonic beasts were innumerable. In such a place, unless you really couldn't take it anymore, it was best not to rest. Of course, this rest was sleeping. If you simply sat or lay down for a period of time, it wouldn't be too dangerous. However, sleeping in the demonic beast domain was something that should be avoided as much as possible. You're enough for me. Ling Ying. Go away. I still need to improve my cultivation. Ling Ying said unhappily. In fact, she was relieved. Originally, she thought that it would be difficult for her to get through tonight. But she didn't expect that Lin Xian would risk his life to save her. To be honest, there was nothing more touching than this to a girl, especially a girl like Ling Ying. Simply put, she wasn't an idiot. Let's not talk about it. Let's sleep. Hurry up. Lin Xian then dragged Ling Ying to a comfortable bush. Ling Ying. Are you F*King crazy? Ling Ying couldn't help but swear. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose awkwardly, and then the corner of his mouth curled up. He said with a smile, "Little Ying, we've tried the bed, the balcony, the sofa, and even the kitchen, but I don't think we've tried it in the wild." Ling Ying's heart skipped a beat. F***ck. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. Lin Xian hugged Ling Ying's delicate body and said, "Let's rest first. I'll go with you tonight. We don't know if there are other people watching us. With my space attribute and your dark attribute, at least escaping won't be a problem. Will Xiao Miao and Chushua be in danger too?" Ling Ying quickly asked. Lin Xian wasn't sure, but he was sure that the people from the Evil Fiend Temple were either from Qin Xiaotian or Zhao Mingyue. So if they were related to him, there was a possibility that they were in danger. To be safe, let's gather everyone together. I have a lot of demon crystals here, so I should be able to guarantee that everyone will enter the top 10, Lin Xian said. He was indeed a little worried. Okay. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Ling Ying also concluded that this was related to Lin Xian. Then Lin Xian contacted Miao Xiao Miao and the others. Lin Xian, can you tell me, who did you provoke outside? Because this wasn't the first time that Ling Ying and Lin Xian encountered people from the Evil Fiend Temple trying to assassinate them. The Jiang family? No, the Jiang clan had already been exterminated. Ling Ying was aware of this, and with the fall of Jiang Zun, Xiao Runing had also roughly investigated the ins and outs of the Jiang clan. She had basically taken over the entire Jiang clan. So who else was there? Ling Ying didn't know who had such a blood feud with Lin Xian. Chapter 465. Lin Xian did not tell Ling Ying about this matter. Only Wang Qianqian and Zhang Tian knew about it. The two of them walked towards Wang Xintong. Lin Xian hesitated whether he should tell Ling Ying or not. Then he decided to tell Ling Ying. How should he say it? After all, the Sky Martial Conference would end in the daytime. Lin Xian might bring Qin Xiaotian to justice. At that time, everything would be revealed to the world. Telling Ling Ying now was not a big deal. Moreover, Lin Xian trusted Ling Ying completely. It's Qin Xiaotian, Lin Xian said indifferently. Ling Ying's eyebrows furrowed. She knew that Lin Xian and Qin Xiaotian did not get along. However, she was not sure if the hatred between Lin Xian and Qin Xiaotian was that deep. Now, it seemed that she had underestimated the hatred between the two. Why? Lin Xian hesitated for a moment. Then, he told Ling Ying about what happened between them. Ling Ying clenched her fists. That bastard actually did that to Sister Linya. No wonder you said something about 3 years ago. Ling Ying suddenly understood. Linya, on the other hand, was Ling Ying's favorite and respected elder sister. When she found out that Qin Xiaotian had done such a thing to Ling Ying, she was furious. She wanted nothing more than to bring Qin Xiaotian to justice right now. Do you have proof? Ling Ying suppressed her anger and asked. Lin Xian nodded. Otherwise, what do you think I've been doing all this time? So, you've wronged me many times. When I was with other sisters, I wasn't flirting with them. I was just asking them for help. It's true. Why did Ling Ying not believe him? I don't care. I just want him to be brought to justice. Ling Ying said angrily. If he met Qin Xiaotian now, he would definitely rush up and fight him to the death. I say, don't act rashly and alert the enemy. When the time comes, even if you see Qin Xiaotian, don't show any emotions, okay? Don't worry. Ling Ying took a deep breath and nodded. Bring me along when the time comes. Ling Ying reminded. Don't worry, I will. After that, Lin Xian added Miao Xiao Miao, Wang Xintong, and Han Chushua into a WeChat group, and the 5 of them started a voice chat. As martial artists, they had to bring their phones with them when they were outside, because they would encounter many situations where they would need a phone. Reality proved that they needed it. Next, they would definitely bring Bluetooth headphones, because it was convenient. Everything would be convenient. After that, Lin Xian and Ling Ying would hear whistling sounds from the headphones, as well as the sounds of battle and collisions. They would fight from time to time, and some of them could even chat with them while fighting. After about an hour and a half, Lin Xian gathered all the girls. Lin Xian also let out a sigh of relief. Come. Everyone take a break and eat some of my fairy's biscuits. Lin Xian gave them the biscuits made by Linya. Miao Xiaomiao took the biscuits and asked, Lin Xian, what do you think is dangerous here? Because Lin Xian told them that there was danger in the Sky Demon Beast forest, and that they might be in danger. They basically put down what they were doing and gathered with Lin Xian and the others. Otherwise, with their unyielding characters, they would definitely crazily grind until the next morning. There's a pervert, Lin Xian said mysteriously. Isn't it you? Lin Xian. Okay. I won't tell you first. Anyway, you just need to know that it's safe to stay together. Otherwise, it'll be very dangerous. But if we stay together, we won't be able to enter the top 10. It's very difficult, Miao Xiaomiao said. Of course, they all wanted to advance. Walalala. Then, Lin Xian poured out a small mountain of demon crystals in front of them. The girls' eyes widened. What the F***ck? They all came together. Why did Lin Xian's Mystic Heaven Realm demon crystals look like they were wholesale? Lin Xian said. Including yours, we still have more than 6 hours tonight. We can still kill a lot more. At most, we'll split up and stay close to each other. How about it? We won't have a problem entering the top 10, right? Seems about right. Wang Xintong and Miao Xiaomiao wanted to enter the top 10 with their own strength. But they also listened to Lin Xian. Lin Xian said that there was danger, so they naturally couldn't ignore it. However, these demon crystals were really exaggerated. However, there are still many experts. It might not be enough. Then Lin Xian threw out a few Thunder Tribulation Realm demon crystals and a Law Realm demon crystal. Now, the 4 girls. Thunder Tribulation Realm demon crystal? Law Realm demon crystal? They could tell what level the demon crystal was by looking at it. How did you sneak in such a level of demon crystal? Do demon crystals of this level count as points? Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian in surprise and asked. F***ck, what do you think of me? Am I that kind of person? The 4 girls nodded their little heads. Lin Xian. F***ck. It turned out that he was so unreliable in their hearts. You don't have to think about how I got it. In any case, I didn't sneak it in. The inspection was so strict before. So how could I bring it in? Moreover, Law Realm demon crystals are so precious. Where would I get them? You can't even buy them with money. Lin Xian said. Han Chushua held the Law Realm demon crystal and sensed it for a moment before saying, there's still residual heat inside this demon crystal. It was taken from a demon beast that died less than half a day ago. When they heard Ling Ying's words, they were even more shocked. Ling Ying pouted. He lied to her. This guy must have used the Heaven's Wrath Needle to kill a Law Realm demon beast, which was why he improved so quickly. Then there was that Law Realm expert. However, with so many Mystic Heaven Realm demon crystals, he didn't seem to be lying to her. What a freak. Forget about his freakish endurance, his combat strength was also freakish. He could even face so many demon beasts without any problems. However, the Heaven's Wrath Needle was indeed powerful. Ling Ying was convinced. Everyone, take out your demon crystals first, and then divide them among the 5 of us. In addition, we'll continue to grind. It should be enough for all 5 of us to advance to the top 10. Lin Xian said. That was very exaggerated. If all 5 of them advanced to the top 10, the other dozens of people would have 5 fewer spots to advance. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Then they divided the demon crystals among themselves. Ling Ying, Han Chushua, and the others also had a lot of demon crystals. Even if they didn't take Lin Xian's demon crystals, it shouldn't be a problem for them to advance to the top 10 if they continued to grind. Lin Xian's demon crystals were more useful for them to replenish what they lacked. Naturally, Wang Xintong had fewer, and the level of her demon crystals was also lower. However, her realm and attributes were there. Next, we'll split up and continue to kill demon beasts. Don't break contact, and always pay attention to the distance between us. Don't exceed 1 kilometer. Lin Xian said. Chapter 466. For the rest of the time, they did their own things, but they kept in touch at all times. For martial artists, time passed very quickly, especially when they were searching and fighting. On the other hand, Qin Xiaotian didn't know that the evil fiend shrine's mission had failed. He didn't even have a way to contact the woman in red, let alone the people from the evil fiend shrine. They had only come over to confirm the plan with Qin Xiaotian before taking action. Right now, Qin Xiaotian was still happily thinking that Lin Xian was already dead. Although she felt that it was a pity that Lingying died, there was nothing she could do. Even if Lingying was gone, she still had Han Chuxue. Qin Xiaotian wandered alone in the heavenly monster forest and killed many monsters. Suddenly, he realized that there was lightning in front of him. Then, he curiously went over to take a look. Oh, young Master Qin, our fate is quite deep. Lin Xian killed a monster and then heard movement behind him. He turned his head and saw that it was Qin Xiaotian. Then he grinned. Qin Xiaotian's pupils shrank. Lin Xian, why wasn't he dead? Could it be that the people from the Evil Fiend Temple hadn't made a move yet? That shouldn't be the case. They had entered this place early, and they still had Lin Xian's location. It was impossible that they hadn't made a move yet. Failed? That didn't exist, right? There were Law Realm existences looking for Lin Xian. How could they fail? Even Lin Xian's spatial attribute was useless. But Lin Xian was acting as if nothing had happened. How could he continue to grind levels so nonchalantly after experiencing a life-and-death situation, or being on the run? Either he ran away, died, or hid. That was impossible. Yes. Qin Xiaotian forced out a smile with difficulty. Qin Xiaotian knew that Lin Xian was aware that he had made a move on Lin Xian's sister. Therefore, they were enemies when they met under such circumstances. At that moment, Qin Xiaotian even wanted to attack Lin Xian. However, he suddenly remembered that Lin Xian had the spatial attribute, so he gave up. What about Lin Xian? He was now at the mysterious Heaven Realm 9 stars. He should have beaten Qin Xiaotian, right? Why didn't he make a move? If Lin Xian wanted to kill Qin Xiaotian, it would be too easy. He could even ask Linglong Shui and the others for help, but he didn't. What he wanted wasn't just to kill Qin Xiaotian. He wanted Qin Xiaotian to feel that he had obtained a spot in the top 10 of the Sky Martial Assembly and obtained the qualifications to participate in the next Sky Martial Assembly. He wanted to make Qin Xiaotian fall from heaven into an ice cellar. What? Why didn't young Master Qin kill me with such a good opportunity? Lin Xian grinned. Qin Xiaotian was a cautious person. He couldn't guarantee that Lin Xian's phone was on the line right now. If he killed him, he would really be exposed. You and I have no enmity, so why would I kill you? It's not good to make such a joke. Qin Xiaotian chuckled. Really? Then weren't you the one who hired those people to assassinate me? Qin Xiaotian frowned. Did he meet someone? Then why didn't he die? What kind of trash was this evil fiend temple? Qin Xiaotian didn't say anything, because he was afraid of being exposed. Naturally, he wasn't afraid of Lin Xian. He was afraid of Lin Xian's schemes. Do you know why they didn't kill me? Lin Xian's lips curled up. Because when they were waiting for me to assassinate me, they were killed by a group of demonic beasts. I saw it with my own eyes. Demonic beasts in the Law Realm. Those Thunder Tribulation Realm and Law Realm cultivators died miserably. Why can I run? Because I have the spatial attribute. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian then laughed and walked away. Awesome. Lin Xian wasn't afraid that Qin Xiaotian would fly into a rage out of humiliation. In fact, if Lin Xian wanted to, he had the confidence to capture Qin Xiaotian right now, because his current realm was definitely higher than Qin Xiaotian's. And with the spatial attribute, where could Qin Xiaotian run? Unless he had a spatial spirit artifact that was stronger than Lin Xian's spatial power. However, Lin Xian didn't want to. He wanted to bring him to justice in front of the world at a very good opportunity. Qin Xiaotian clenched his fists tightly, and then he turned around angrily. Trash. Trash from the Evil Fiend Temple. I thought you were strong, but a bunch of trash. Qin Xiaotian's angry face was ferocious. He was originally in a good mood, but now he exploded. He had invited experts time and time again, but they couldn't do anything to Lin Xian. This time, he thought that victory was in his grasp, but even the Law Realm cultivators were eaten by demonic beasts. Most importantly, Lin Xian dared to be so arrogant in front of him. However, he didn't dare to make a move against Lin Xian. This was even more infuriating. F*CKU. But for Qin Xiaotian, there were plenty of opportunities. In any case, the woman in red had promised him that if the mission failed, he didn't have to agree to the previous 2 promises. Moreover, as long as there was no evidence, Qin Xiaotian wasn't afraid. He still had plenty of opportunities to kill Wang Qianqian, Lin Xian, Ling Ying, and the others. They could survive once or twice. But Qin Xiaotian didn't believe that they would be fine every time. In any case, the people who died were from the Evil Fiend Hall. When the time came, the Evil Fiend Hall would take the blame for him. The sky slowly brightened. The sky was slightly cold, and dawn was getting later. Lin Xian looked at the time. It was already 6:30. It would take more than an hour for them to return the way they came. So Lin Xian felt that it was time to go back, because he still had things to do. What are you doing? I'm about to reach Mystic Heaven Realm 4 stars. Let me grind for a while more. Lin Xian lifted Miao Xiaomiao's hoodie and walked forward. Miao Xiaomiao struggled with all her might, feeling very unhappy. She was about to reach Mystic Heaven Realm 4 stars. Just a little more. I'll grind on the way back. Why are you going back so early? I can still grind for another hour. Miao Xiaomiao pouted. I have things to do. Why don't I leave you here alone? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Miao Xiaomiao blinked her big eyes. Ever since Lin Xian said that there was danger here last night, she didn't dare to stay alone. Hee, then I'll grind on the way. Miao Xiaomiao giggled. After that, Lin Xian brought the 4 girls back. Their demon crystals were enough for all 5 of them to enter the top 10. Everyone had gained a lot from this trip, especially Lin Xian. He was at Mystic Heaven Realm 9 stars. He was almost at Mystic Heaven Realm 10 stars. After reaching Mystic Heaven Realm 10 stars, he could directly exchange for the Heaven Star Fruit to advance to the Lightning Tribulation Realm. This realm directly surpassed Ling Ying and Han Chushua's by a large margin. Ling Ying was also at Mystic Heaven Realm 7 stars. Han Chushua was a little behind before, but she was also at Mystic Heaven Realm 6 stars. Miao Xiaomiao also grinded a few demons on the way back, and reached Mystic Heaven Realm 4 stars. Wang Xintong was also at Mystic Heaven Realm 3 stars. It wasn't that she leveled up too quickly. The lower the realm, the faster the leveling. It was only 8 o'clock when the 5 of them left the Heaven Demon Beast Forest. There weren't many people out at this time. But in the next 20 to 30 minutes, there would be a large group coming out. You guys. After leaving, they arrived at the designated location. There were many teachers from the 3 big schools, and people from the 3 big factions. This was the gathering point. Xiao Runing was surprised to see Lin Xian and the others coming over. Why were the 5 of them together? Chapter 467. Hello, Xiao Ningning. Lin Xian grinned. Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing's face immediately turned red. Ding. Feeling Xiao Runing's shyness, scumbag value plus 10,000. Normally she wouldn't blush, but there were so many people around. Lin Xian addressed her as his mentor, so it was different. Moreover, Xiao Runing cared too much about the ranking this time. The key point was that this wasn't a martial arts competition. Lin Xian might really have a chance to get first place. But when Xiao Runing saw the 5 of them come out together, she didn't know what to think. She felt lucky and worried. What he was worried about was whether or not the 5 of them would be farming monsters together. If that was the case, the monster crystals wouldn't be enough. She was lucky that if that was the case, then Lin Xian wouldn't be able to get first place, and she, as his girlfriend, wouldn't have to promise him. Xiao Runing walked up, looked at them and asked, You guys are together? Ling Ying said, We didn't go together during the day, but we went together at night. That's not good either. Xiao Runing was a bit worried. If they failed, they would have to wait another 3 years for the next Sky Martial Assembly. And at that time, they might lose their qualifications because of the age limit. Don't worry, Lin Xian killed a group of mysterious Heaven Realm monsters. Ling Ying whispered in Xiao Runing's ear. Xiao Runing. This killed a group of mysterious Heaven Realm monsters? Was this a scam? Fortunately, with Xiao Runing's understanding of Lin Xian would definitely give them monster crystals. Otherwise, they wouldn't be together for the latter half of the night. They would definitely enter the top 10. And Lin Xian's 1 point, he might not be able to get first place. If he didn't give them, there was no doubt that he would get first place. Please hand over your interspatial rings. We will put the corresponding identification on them, and then calculate the monster crystals inside. A few staff members came over and said, then we have other things in our interspatial rings, we won't lose them, right? Lin Xian asked. The girls couldn't help but roll their eyes at Lin Xian. This guy was too stingy. There was no need to worry. If the temple couldn't even guarantee this, then it was really too trashy. Don't worry, don't worry. After that, their space rings were tagged with their respective name tags before being taken away. You guys wait, I have something to do. After that Lin left. Uncle. Lin Xian then took out his phone and dialed a number. The number you are is currently in a call, please call. Lin Xian. Damn it. Then, Lin Xian didn't give up, and continued to bombard her with calls. After a while, probably because Linglong Shui was annoyed by Lin Xian, she picked up the call. After the call went through, Linglong Shui didn't say anything. Xiao Linglong, are you sleeping? Lin Xian smiled a little embarrassedly. What do you think? Linglong Shui said in a displeased tone. You're an expert of this level. Why are you still lazing around in bed? Experts of this level could go years without sleep. But Linglong Shui was gradually getting used to the life of a human. She even felt that it was pretty good. It was just that she was always woken up by Lin Xian. Speak. Linglong Shui said unhappily. No matter who it was, they would not be happy to be disturbed from their sleep. Do me a favor. Every martial artist came out of the heavenly beast forest one by one. They still valued time very much. After all, if they were late by even a minute, no matter how many demon crystals they had, they would still be disqualified. Therefore, they would rather come out early than late. If something happened on the way, they might be delayed. What are you doing? Ling Ying. And the others looked at Lin Xian, and walked over to ask. Something big. Lin Xian smiled slightly. Not far away, Zhang Tian came out of the heavenly beast forest, and exchanged a look with Lin Xian. He didn't come over. So mysterious. Miao Xiaomiao mumbled. Ling Ying roughly knew what Lin Xian was going to do. Qin Xiaotian also came out. Chen Cheng and the others also came out. At 9 o'clock sharp they gathered together. Everyone's spatial rings had been handed over. Do a head count. 5 minutes later, the head count was completed. No one was missing. This was good news. No one even chose to ask for help. Everyone's luck was pretty good. Of course, their strength was still not bad. Reporting the head count is complete. A total of 79 people. Qin Feng nodded and looked at everyone. Now all of your spatial rings, demon crystal storage items and backpacks are in our hands. Whoever can enter the top 10 will depend on the demon crystals in your spatial rings. Now we won't do a head count. Next, everyone will go to the same place. We will do a head count one by one and rank you one by one. Now everyone get on the carriage. This made everyone feel curious, but it was also normal. In the past, it had always been a martial arts competition, and the top 10 would be directly chosen. In front of hundreds of thousands of people, this was the first time another method was used. Everyone guessed that it would be revealed in front of many people. Although the top 10 didn't matter to the others, it didn't matter if no one knew who was in the top 10. As long as they knew, it was fine as long as they had the qualifications to participate in the Heavenly Martial Tournament. But to be honest, normal people would want more people to know. It was a kind of vanity. That's strange. Weren't we supposed to announce the rankings outside the Heavenly Beast Forest and give out the rewards and promotion badges? Why did it change at the last minute? Xiao Runing was also stunned. Ah, Miss Xiao doesn't know? Wang Xintong asked in surprise. Xiao Runing nodded. I guess the 3 big influences changed it at the last minute. It doesn't matter, it's not a big deal. Get on the carriage. The few carriages drove to Tianhua Academy. Tianhua Academy? When they saw the carriages stop at Tianhua Academy, they were all stunned. Were they planning to announce it at Tianhua Academy? Actually, it didn't matter. They just didn't expect that they would announce it at the Sacred Palace's gymnasium. When the students of Tianhua Academy saw the famous experts, the beauties of the three big academies, and the strong experts getting off the carriages, they were all shocked. Then more and more people came. Miss Xiao, go and gather the students. Tianhua Academy and Sky Marshal Court. Gather them at the broadcast hall. Chen Yiba said to Xiao Runing. Announce it at the broadcast hall? Why is only Tianhua Academy watching it? Xiao Runing was stunned for a moment. It doesn't matter. It's Commander Qin's idea. Maybe Tianhua Academy is more famous. Ha, sorry to trouble you. Go ahead. All right. After that, Xiao Runing went to gather the students at the broadcast hall that could hold 10,000 people. Chapter 468. That's strange. Why would they announce it in our academy's gymnasium? On the way, Ling Ying and the rest walked in while Ling Ying pondered. Because our Tianhua Academy is powerful. Lin Xian grinned. That's impossible. The three academies are on par with each other. Normally, they would choose a neutral place that is not in the same league as the three academies. Just like the Sacred Palace Gymnasium, where we are competing. I really don't understand why they would announce it in our Tianhua Academy. Ling Ying shook his head and said, Who knows? Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said with a smile, Forget it. Let's go in first. After that, they entered the backstage area, where the 79 participants of the Sky Marshal Assembly were. Most of them were chatting with each other, and then probingly asked each other how many demon crystals they had obtained. Qin Xiaotian didn't find anything wrong. It was the decision of the three major powers, so who cares? Lin Xian, on the other hand, was sitting comfortably on a chair. Behind him, Miao Xiaomiao was angrily massaging his shoulders. In Lin Xian's words, he had given Miao Xiaomiao quite a number of demon crystals. It was not too much to ask for her to massage his shoulders. Although Miao Xiaomiao was unwilling, especially in front of so many people, Lin Xian was really too mean. He kept saying that if she did not massage his shoulders, she would be ungrateful. In the end, she could only compromise. She was also very tired. Young Master Lin, you're living quite comfortably. A figure walked over with a smile. It was Chen Cheng. They had some enmity, but it was not a deep hatred. It was more of jealousy. After all, at his hotel, he had seen Lin Xian with two fairy-like female companions. Those two women were the most beautiful and elegant he had ever seen. Before this, he thought that the most beautiful were Han Chuxue, Ling Ying and Xiao Runing. However, after meeting the two of them, he had completely changed his mind. Not only did the two women have good looks, but what attracted him more was their temperament. It was as if he was willing to lick their legs. However, they were related to Lin Xian. However, until now, he didn't think that those two people were definitely Lin Xian's girlfriends or something like that. Maybe they were just friends. No. My life isn't as good as young Master Chen's. Young Master Chen is sitting on a net worth of tens of billions. He eats delicacies every day and has fun everywhere. I can't compare to him. Lin Xian shook his head. The corner of Chen Cheng's mouth twitched uncontrollably. Useful? In front of men, especially men of their age. To be honest, they didn't compare their wealth. Only those in their 30s or 40s would compare their wealth. What were they comparing? Women. That was right. Girlfriend. A beautiful girlfriend. It was true that Chen Cheng was rich. Damn it. It was too easy for him to find a beautiful girlfriend. She was also a beauty. However, beauties were also divided into different levels. Not to mention Ling Ying and the others. They couldn't even compare to the little lowly behind Lin Xian, who was massaging his shoulders. Therefore, Lin Xian's words were hurtful to him. He was so rich, yet he couldn't find such a beautiful girlfriend. What was the use? Oh right. When will young Master Lin bring your other two beautiful girlfriends to my hotel for a meal? It's my treat. Chen Qing said with a smile. Miao Xiaomiao, who was behind him, pinched Lin Xian, but didn't have much of a reaction. She continued to massage his shoulders. Chen Qing knew that he couldn't do anything to Lin Xian for the time being. However, he could make things difficult for Lin Xian. These beautiful girls might have some relationship with Lin Xian. Although he was unhappy, he felt comfortable if he could make things difficult for Lin Xian. However, when he finished speaking, no matter if it was Ling Ying, Wang Xintong and the others who were chatting, or Miao Xiaomiao, who was massaging Lin Xian's shoulders behind him, they didn't have any reaction. This made Chen Qing stunned. That shouldn't be the case. Normally these girls should have some reaction, right? Especially the little loli, who was massaging his shoulders. Shouldn't she have stopped massaging him? However, they didn't seem to hear him. Of course they heard him. Normally, they would have some reaction. However, they were all very smart. Naturally, they could see that Lin Xian and Chen Qing didn't get along. They couldn't possibly boost his morale and destroy their own, right? They couldn't possibly let Chen Qing have his way and make Lin Xian lose face, right? Chen Qing thought that they didn't hear him, so he raised his voice and said, "Remember to come. However, I really admire young Master Lin. He has 2 girlfriends who are as beautiful as fairies. 2 of them. And yet he doesn't have a fire in his backyard. You're really something. Although I don't want to admit it, this is indeed every man's dream. If there's a chance, let's have a deeper discussion." However, they were still chatting among themselves and didn't pay any attention to him. "Is the strength suitable?" Miao Xiaomiao asked behind him. Lin Xian nodded. "Not bad. However, you've been massaging for quite some time. Tong Tong, come over and help you." Coming. Then, Wang Xintong walked over and massaged Lin Xian's shoulders. "No, I'm not tired. I want to do it too." Then, the 2 beautiful girls behind Lin Xian massaged his shoulders. Chen Qing was speechless. Were they really not jealous? Or did they really have nothing to do with Lin Xian? But if they didn't have anything to do with Lin Xian, why would they come over and massage his shoulders, just because he asked? What the hell? Then, Lin Xian looked up at Chen Qing and said, "What's so great about me? I don't have much money. I don't have much power. As for girlfriends, they just look at my face. Other than being handsome, I have nothing. What can I do?" Lin Xian shrugged. Chen Qing's mouth twitched. Then he smiled and walked away. He didn't let Lin Xian lose face because of girls. Instead, he made the surrounding men look at Lin Xian with envy and jealousy. 2 girlfriends? Wasn't it because of the 2 behind him? You 2 were so obedient in massaging Lin Xian's shoulders. Oh my god. Was this the life of a god? Wasn't this too abnormal? It was true. Right now, Lin Xian was like a god in everyone's eyes. Which man didn't want to be surrounded by beauties? Which man didn't want to be surrounded by beauties? Which man didn't want to be surrounded by beauties like Ling Ying and Han Chuxue? But Lin Xian did it. Some people even wanted to put aside their pride to learn from him. Humph. Alright. After Chen Qing left, Miao Xiaomiao huffed angrily, then let go of her hands and sat to the side. Obviously, she was jealous after hearing Chen Qing's words. Wang Xintong was jealous too, but she was the kind of wife and mother. She continued to massage Lin Xian's shoulders. What? Jealous? Lin Xian looked at Miao Xiaomiao and grinned. Chapter 469. Tisk. Miao Xiaomiao snorted proudly. No, I'm just worried that young Master Lin's body won't be able to take it. Why won't he be able to take it? Lin Xian's lips curled up as he teased despite knowing the answer. Humph. Miao Xiaomiao knew that Lin Xian definitely understood the meaning of her words. He was just teasing her, so she snorted proudly and didn't say anything else. You're even teasing Xiaomiao, how shameless. Ling Ying walked over and fiercely glared at Lin Xian as she spoke in a low voice, gnashing her teeth. I didn't. Lin Xian said repeatedly. You know it in your heart. Lin Xian felt a headache coming on. Did you see that? This was the disadvantage of having too many women. If you cared about this, the other would say that you didn't care about her anymore. If you gave one something good, the other would be jealous. If you gave both of them, they would both be jealous. Who could withstand that? Qin Xiaotian was paying attention to Lin Xian from afar. Jumping around. How many more days can you jump around? He had just received news that those people from the Evil Fiend Hall had indeed fallen. But they weren't killed by Lin Xian. They had sent people over, and found that those people's fatal injuries were caused by demonic beasts. That confirmed that they had indeed met with misfortune because of demonic beasts. Only demonic beasts in the law realm could kill them. Later, They had also found the bodies of demonic beasts in the law realm. They guessed that they had been discovered and killed by the experts of the three factions. And it had nothing to do with Lin Xian. Therefore, Qin Xiaotian only thought that Lin Xian had survived purely by luck this time. If not for luck, he would have died long ago. Lin Xian also thought the same in his heart. Qin Xiaotian, you won't be able to jump around today. At this moment, Xiao Runing walked in. Xiao Runing was extremely famous in Tianhua City. Every student of the three major academies knew that there was a beautiful teacher in Tianhua Academy. This news spread from 1 to 10, and from 10 to 100, and from 100 to 100, and not from the three major academies. As long as they were in Tianhua City, as long as they paid a little bit of attention, they would know of Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing was even more charismatic than those deans. Everyone, the students outside are all in place. Please reorganize yourselves. In 3 minutes, I will bring you out to officially start the announcement ceremony. All right, Miss Xiao. A few of them shouted in unison. 3 minutes later, Xiao Runing led everyone onto the stage. Whoosh! When they walked out, all the teachers and students of Tianhua Academy burst into thunderous applause. Lin Xian, Lin Xian, Lin Xian. Goddess Ling Ying. Goddess Han Chuxue. After all, this was Tianhua Academy's home ground. The ones who shouted the most were of course those from Tianhua Academy. Yi Lin Xian. In the front seat, Lu Yufan grabbed Yi's hand and pointed excitedly at Lin Xian. I saw him. I didn't know that Lin Xian would be able to get first place. But with such a bad person like him, getting into the top 10 shouldn't be a problem. Lu Yufan blinked her big eyes and looked at Lin Xian. In the eyes of girls, the boys they liked were the best. Hence, Lu Yufan had an inexplicable trust in Lin Xian. Yi glanced at the excited Lu Yufan. She was Lu Yufan's best friend. She didn't know when it started, but Lu Yufan's attitude towards Lin Xian had changed drastically. They often talked about Lin Xian. Whenever they encountered any news about Lin Xian, Lu Yufan would always be the first to pay attention to it. Yi naturally understood. Perhaps this was because she liked Lin Xian. But wasn't she the same? When she heard any news about Lin Xian, she would also raise her head to listen. But because of her personality, Lu Yufan could directly go up to them. She mostly listened silently from afar. 79 people stood on the stage. Everyone, please go to the first 2 rows and wait for the results. Zhang Nan was still the host. She said something to the 79 people, and they all sat in the seats that were reserved for them. Lin Xian was flanked by Wang Xintong and Miao Xiaomiao, and Ling Ying and Han Chuxue were seated beside Miao Xiaomiao. On the stage, there were a few tables that were put together. On the tables were various interspatial rings, or other spatial spirit tools. Those that didn't have spatial spirit tools were backpacks. Everyone's names were on them. In front of these spatial spirit tools, there was a large table with a few staff members. As for Qin Feng and the rest, they didn't go up on stage. They were also sitting somewhere below. At the back there was a huge screen. It looked like the kind of screen used in a celebrity concert. It allowed people who were far away to see everything on the stage clearly. At this moment, Zhang Nan held the microphone and said, "Everyone, this year's Tianmu conference is different from the past. You might not be happy with it, because you didn't see the top 10 being decided one by one. You also didn't see the footage of everyone fighting. But the times are like this. What you need is not only fighting, not only against human warriors, but also against monstrous beasts. Only by fighting monstrous beasts, and surviving in dangerous places, can you be considered a true warrior. Therefore, at the request of the Empire, the Tianwu Conference has been completely reformed. But it doesn't matter if you didn't see the footage. We have specially invited everyone here to witness the top 10 rankings. I believe that everyone will be very interested in this. Although this time it is in Tianhua Academy, we have already started a live broadcast in Tianhua City. The news has already been spread. If you don't know and want to know more, please log on to Abalone TV's Tianhua City section. You will be able to see the live broadcast later. There were still many people paying attention to the Tianwu conference. Most of them were young people. This was because most of the participants of the Tianwu conference were famous young talents or beauties in their respective cities. Moreover, they might also participate in the next Tianwu conference in the future. This was very normal. Therefore, once the live broadcast started, there would be many people watching at the same time. Zhang Nan then continued, "There is a big screen here. On it are the names of the 79 participants. In a while we will calculate the scores on the spot. The corresponding warrior's score will be displayed on the big screen in real time. At the same time, the rankings will be constantly changing. Finally, after the 79 participants have finished calculating their scores, the top 10 rankings on the big screen will be the top 10 of this year's Tianwu conference." Following which, cheers could be heard from below. "I'm so excited. It feels like we are announcing the results of an examination." Wang Xintong patted her chest and took a deep breath as she said this. Lin Xian laughed at her. "Idiot, aren't we just having an examination?" "Oh, yeah." Wang Xintong then stuck out her tongue in embarrassment. "Don't worry. If we don't get into the top 10, then it won't make sense. Relax." Chapter 470. The crowd quieted down when they saw a staff member from the sanctum walk up with an interspatial ring. This interspatial ring is from Heavenly Sun Academy's Wu Hao. The staff member opened the interspatial ring. Of course, no one could see what was inside. All they could do was take out all the demon crystals and place them on the table. Everyone looked at the screen and saw the results clearly. A total of 21 demon crystals, 3 mystic heaven realm, 8 arcane body realm, and 10 spirit condensation realm. A total of 410 points. Currently ranked first. On the big screen, Wu Hao was ranked first with 410 points. However, it did not mean that he was first. He was the first to announce his score. Since the next person's score was higher than his, he was ranked second. The final ranking would only be revealed after everyone had announced their scores. Second place Zhang Xiaoyan, 38 demon crystals, 15 chi building realm, 10 spirit condensation realm, and 13 arcane body realm. A total of 375 points. Currently ranked second. Next Chen Xiaoyan, a total of 444 points. Wang Meng, a total of 397 points. Needless to say, this feeling was quite exciting, especially for the person involved. What was this feeling similar to? During the final exam, the teacher would read out the scores one by one with a stack of test papers. That's right, this was the feeling. But for the tens of thousands of students who had nothing to do with all this, it was also quite exciting. Especially when they looked at the rankings. The rankings of the warriors they were looking forward to were not even announced yet. This feeling of anticipation was still very strong. Zhang Tian, 60 demon crystals, 10 mystic heaven realm, 30 arcane body realm, 10 spirit condensation realm, and 10 chi building realm. A total of 12 10 points. Whoosh! When the scores were announced, the crowd was in an uproar. Damn! Zhang Tian is indeed Zhang Tian. He's already in the top 10. His score is more than double that of the person in second place. He's indeed an expert who can compete with our Sky Martial Court's Qin Xiaotian. Amazing. Not necessarily. To be honest, there should be more than a dozen people who are on par with Zhang Tian. He might not even be in the top 10. Zhang Tian did not even care about his score and ranking anymore. He cared more about other things. Compared to being in the top 10 of the Tianwu conference, this was something he wanted to do more. He glanced at Lin Xian, who was not far away. He said that everything was under his control, and Zhang Tian believed him. Chen Cheng, 58 demon crystals, 12 profound heaven realm, 25 arcane body realm, 10 spirit focus realm, 11 chi building realm demon crystals. Total 1,211 points. Whoosh! This was followed by another round of exclamations. Sure enough, there is still a gap between martial artists. Those who are more famous are still powerful. Even if they are about the same level as those who are not that famous, their scores are still crushing. Wow! How infuriating. This Chen Cheng was 1 point taller than Zhang Tian. What kind of melodramatic plot would happen in this round? missing the top 10 by just 1 point. Young Master Zhang. Thanks for letting me win. The two of them happened to be not far from each other. Chen Qing cupped his fist towards Zhang Tian and said. Zhang Tian nodded. Thanks for letting me win. How many do we have? Lin Xian asked Miao Xiaomiao, who was beside him. Basically, as long as they could surpass these two, the top 10 would be secured. Let me think. Miao Xiaomiao tilted her head and giggled as she thought for a moment. Then she shook her head. Hens. Lin Xian. Wang Xintong, who was beside him, said. Everyone's score is about the same. I've done some calculations. It seems like our score is indeed much higher than theirs. Lin Xian nodded. Following that, the scores were announced one by one. However, before the scores of the famous experts were announced, Chen Qing and Zhang Tian were always in the top 2. Qin Xiaotian, 75 Demon Crystals, 15 Mystic Heaven Realm, 30 Arcane Body Realm, and 30 Spirit Focus Realm. Total of 1,650 points. When Qin Xiaotian's score was announced, the crowd could not help but exclaim, F***CK. As expected of Qin Xiaotian, he actually scored more than 400 points higher than Chen Cheng and the others. Amazing. As expected of an expert from our Sky Martial Court. Qin Xiaotian, we love you. A group of infatuated women screamed. Qin Xiaotian loved the feeling of being praised by the crowd and becoming the main character. He stood up politely and bowed to the crowd before sitting down. He looked like a gentleman. So hi, Wang Xintong exclaimed. She did not know about the grudge between Lin Xian and Qin Xiaotian. Otherwise, she would not have said it out loud. What about us? Wang Xintong thought for a moment before she said, I think we're higher than him. This was because they had too many demon crystals in the Mystic Heaven Realm. Lin Xian alone had obtained 45 Mystic Heaven Realm demon crystals. This did not include the Arcane Body Realm demon crystals. It was impossible for Han Chuxue and the others to have fewer demon crystals than Qin Xiaotian. Although it was true that they were together later, they still split up to farm monsters. However, with Lin Xian around, it was not a problem at all. Since Lin Xian and the others were the first to turn in their interspatial rings, they might be the last to be announced. At this moment, the top 10 all had more than 1,000 points. Qin Xiaotian was in first place, more than 400 points ahead of Chen Cheng in second place. Right now, everyone was looking forward to Lin Xian and the others the most. Up until now, none of them had been broadcasted. There were already more than 60 people who had been broadcasted. Miao Xiaomiao, 70 Demon Crystals, 20 Mystic Heaven Realm, 40 Arcane Body Realm, 10 Spirit Focus Realm, a total of 1,900 points. Hua, this time, the uproar was even more intense. What the hell? She surpassed Qin Xiaotian by more than 200 points? Who is this Miao Xiaomiao? I've never heard of this name. How can she surpass Qin Xiaotian by so much? Also, she killed 20 Mystic Heaven Realm Demon Crystals, 5 more than Qin Xiaotian. It's the little loli beside Lin Xian. Everyone looked at Miao Xiaomiao. The little girl's face was slightly red, but she was still as proud as ever. She could not lower her head and be shy. Sister Qianqian and Grandpa must be watching the broadcast. The smile on Qin Xiaotian's face froze. He looked at Miao Xiaomiao in the distance and clenched his fist slightly. Originally, the only opponents that could catch his attention were Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. He really did not care about the others. He knew that something had happened to Han Chuxue recently, so Han Chuxue was eliminated. It was impossible for her to surpass him. Therefore, only Ling Ying could compete with him for first place. He would be in second place again. However, he never would have thought that a little loli whose score was higher than his would suddenly appear out of nowhere. Where did this little loli come from? She knew Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded slightly. Everyone's points were about the same, so the top 10 were all in the bag. Qin Xiaotian? What was that? Chapter 471. Many people were shocked. Killing 20 mysterious Heaven Realm monstrous beasts was an exaggeration. Killing 15 was already the pinnacle. But it had happened. Wang Xintong, 75 Demon Crystals, 15 Mysterious Heaven Realm, 50 mysterious body realm, 10 soul congealing realm, a total of 1,850 points. Wow, this should be the biggest shock of them all. Wang Xintong was very famous in Tianhua Academy. After all, she was one of the school beauties. Basically everyone knew her. And this was Tianhua Academy's home ground. Everyone knew her strength. In the intermediate class, she had not appeared in Tianhua Academy for a period of time. Who would have thought that after not seeing her for a period of time, she would have such results? The number of mysterious heaven realm monstrous beasts killed was the same as Qin Xiaoyan's, and her total score was above Qin Xiaoyan's. It really shocked everyone. Wang Xintong was a little embarrassed. After all, she knew that based on her own strength, her total score would probably only be above 1,000 points. The top 10 was difficult. Lin Xian, it must be Lin Xian and the rest who helped her. Otherwise it's impossible. But even Lin Xian can't help her so much, right? Lin Xian's own ranking in the top 10 isn't too stable, right? Maybe her cultivation level has increased a lot in this period of time. It's really too exaggerated. Qin Xiaotian secretly clenched his fists. Why? Although it was safe for him to be in the top 10, he had already been surpassed by two people who could not possibly surpass him. He felt very unbalanced. In his opinion, Wang Xintong definitely did not have the strength to enter the top 10. But how could she kill so many monstrous beasts? Lin Xian helped. Qin Xiaotian could only think of this possibility. But why did Lin Xian have the strength to help her? Why? Ling Ying, 85 demon crystals, 25 mysterious heaven realm, 40 mysterious body realm, 20 soul congealing realm, a total of 2,250 points. Wow, another exclamation. Actually, Ling Ying's high score was within everyone's expectations. But wasn't it a little too exaggerated to have such a high score? Han Chuxue, 80 monster crystals, 25 profound heaven realm, 50 arcane body realm, and 5 spirit focus realm. Total 2,300. Everyone was in an uproar. But that was normal. But the score was too high. Now, everyone was looking forward to Lin Xian's score. Last one, Lin Xian. Everyone turned their attention to the stage. 40 demon crystals in total. When they heard that Lin Xian only had 40 pills, they were stunned. That's impossible, right? 5 profound heaven realm demon crystals, 20 profound body realm demon crystals, 10 divine focus realm demon crystals. Before he could finish his sentence, everyone was stunned. That's not right. With Lin Xian's strength, it's impossible for him to have so few people, right? Or did he just give up and give his demon crystals to Wang Xintong and the others? That's not right. There's so many points higher than Lin Xian. Lin Xian should be able to enter the top 10, right? Zhang Nan was stunned for a moment, then continued. 4. Thunder Tribulation Realm Demon Crystals. Everyone. What the F***? Thunder Tribulation Realm Demon Crystals? 4 of them? Don't tell me Lin Xian killed 4 Thunder Tribulation Realm Demons? How is that possible? Has Lin Xian reached the Thunder Tribulation Realm? Impossible. What realm was he at before? No wonder. Qin Xiaotian frowned and clenched his fists. Thunder Tribulation Realm? Lin Xian killed a Thunder Tribulation Realm demon? The more he thought about it, the more impossible it was. 1 Law Realm Demon Crystal. Zhang Nan was even stunned when he saw the grade of the demon crystal. Law Realm? Is this a joke? Everyone was in an uproar. Their faces were full of disbelief. If it was the Thunder Tribulation Realm, there might be a slight possibility. But Law Realm? Damn it. What? Qin Xiaotian couldn't help but stand up. Then, he realized that he had lost his composure and quickly sat down. Law Realm? Impossible. Wait a minute. Qin Xiaotian suddenly thought that those people from the Evil Fiend Temple might have died at the hands of Law Realm demon beasts. Then in their battle, the demon beasts might also be seriously injured. Would Lin Xian have a chance to finish them off? Very likely. Damn it. Qin Xiaotian clenched his fists tightly. Xiao Runing was also shocked. Thunder Tribulation Realm? Law Realm? It's over. Was she going to become Lin Xian's girlfriend? F***. But how did he do it? Xiao Runing was really curious. This Lin Xian was really not simple. Zhang coughed dryly and said, Air. Originally, it was impossible to kill demon crystals at the lightning tribulation realm and the law realm, so we didn't divide them into points. However, since they've appeared, then they would definitely be divided into points. President Zhang, is there a mistake? Forget about the Thunder Tribulation realm. But the Law realm? How could Lin Xian kill a Law realm demon beast? I suspect that he secretly brought the demon crystals in ahead of time. Otherwise, it's impossible to kill it. Chen Sheng did not dare to believe it. Although it had nothing to do with him being in the top 10, and he would not be pushed down. Someone had to voice their suspicions, right? That's right. We don't believe it either. With Chen Sheng taking the lead, everyone clamored. This was already within Lin Xian's expectations, but he did not panic. Are you suspecting that our three factions did not investigate carefully? Or are you saying that our three factions are covering up? Zhang Man said coldly. Qin Xiaotian did not say anything because he felt guilty. He felt that Lin Xian's demon crystals might really have been killed by Lin Xian after those demon beasts were seriously injured in the fierce battle with the people from the evil fiend temple. Chen Sheng hurriedly said, Of course not. It's just that we don't believe that Lin Xian has the power to kill Thunder Tribulation Realm and Law Realm demon beasts. So, I hope that he can show this ability. Otherwise, everyone will not be convinced. That's right. Everyone chimed in, especially the people from the other two academies. Lin Xian stood up, looked at Chen Sheng and laughed. When cultivators are outside, life and death are up to fate. There are many special ways to kill Thunder Tribulation Realm and Law Realm demons. Although the chances are slim, they still exist. That's all I can say. Of course, I know that. But I don't believe that you killed 4 Thunder Tribulation Realm demons and 1 Law Realm demon beast. If there was only 1 Thunder Tribulation Realm demon beast, I might believe it, but 2? I don't believe it. Chen Sheng snorted coldly. Then he continued. It's very simple. When we competed previously, you released the spatial attribute on me. I felt your realm. It was around 3 or 4 stars of the Mystic Heaven realm. If you really killed so many demon beasts, you should be at least 10 stars of the Mystic Heaven realm now, right? It's even possible that you're in the Thunder Tribulation realm. If you can release the power of that realm, I'll believe you. How about it? What do you think, everyone? That's right. Everyone chimed in. This was really too impossible. Chen Sheng really did not believe it. He was more inclined to believe that Lin Xian had secretly brought the demon crystals in through some method. Damn it. Lu Yufan was so angry that he was about to go crazy. Lin Xian laughed. A cultivator's realm is confidential. I think I have the right to keep my realm a secret, right? Ha ha ha. You just don't dare. You're just guilty. Chen Sheng laughed. Chapter 472. Chen Sheng pointed at Lin Xian and laughed out loud. Qin Xiaotian could not help but smile as well. It was true. Lin Xian not daring to reveal his cultivation level meant that he had a guilty conscience. In the eyes of the crowd, that was the case. Although Qin Xiaotian felt that there was a possibility that Lin Xian had killed someone in the law realm, seeing that Lin Xian had a guilty conscience, he felt that the possibility was not high. Could it be that the people from the evil fiend hall had perished together with the monstrous beasts, and Lin Xian had only gone over to pick up the loose ends? That was also possible. In a battle between existences of that level, the monstrous beasts were very strong. Ordinary humans would find it difficult to escape if they could not escape. If they could not escape, then the possibility of them perishing together was very high. Many people laughed along with Chen Sheng, and many people even began to discuss among themselves. That's right. The main thing was that it was impossible for Lin Xian to kill someone in the Thunder Calamity Realm and Law Realm, unless Lin Xian could either show that he had the ability to kill someone in this realm, or show that his cultivation level had increased explosively. However, there were of course some people present who believed in Lin Xian. However, they were Lin Xian's friends, girlfriend, Lu Yufan and the others. As for the others, even the people from Tianhua Academy did not believe it. Wasn't this just a fantasy? Even warriors with very low cultivation levels knew that this was impossible. Lin Xian, however, was indifferent. I have a guilty conscience. Lin Xian rubbed his chin and muttered to himself. That's right. You have a guilty conscience. Then do you think I'm a fool? If I can't do something, and I know that it will arouse suspicion, why would I take it out? All right, stop arguing, Zhang Nan said. Then, she picked up a few pieces of demon crystals and said, these demon crystals can be used to tell the time. In the deepest part of the demon crystals, there is still a trace of heat. This proves that the monstrous beasts have been dead for less than 24 hours. To be more precise, it should be less than 12 hours. Then, she looked at Chen Cheng and said, you should be able to sense it too. If you don't believe me, you can come up and feel it too. She then looked at the crowd and said, there are many ways for martial artists to kill demonic beasts. What we don't know doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't exist. Furthermore, Lin Xian is right. Martial artists have the right to keep their secrets, but Zhang Nan looked at Lin Xian and said, I believe you. Even though the possibility is very small, I believe that the experts of the three great powers believe you as well. However, you really have to provide some evidence that can convince us and shut everyone up. Chen Cheng then hurriedly ran up the stage to sense it. How is this possible? Indeed, he could roughly sense that these demonic beasts had been dead for no more than 24 hours. During this period of time, they were in the heavenly demonic beast forest. In other words, did they really die at the hands of Lin Xian? Even if it wasn't, the demon crystal was still his. What do you think? The crowd below asked. Although Chen Cheng was unwilling, he still said, this is indeed a demon crystal of a demon beast that died within 24 hours. Then, Chen Cheng still looked at Lin Xian unwillingly and said, however, President Zhang is right. You have to show us something to convince us. Lin Xian then said with a smile, it's simple. Do you still remember the Heaven's Wrath Needle? Chen Cheng suddenly frowned. Of course, he knew about the Heaven's Wrath Needle. In fact, there were many people who knew about it. This was because he had demonstrated it at the auction and shocked everyone. He had even bought the Heaven's Wrath Needle. What? Are you going to say that you used the Heaven's Wrath Needle to kill the demonic beasts? Aha! I know about the Heaven's Wrath Needle. I have it. That's because I spent 110 million to buy it. It does have the power to instantly kill a Law Realm expert. However, why do you have it? Chen Cheng laughed loudly. What? The Heaven's Wrath Needle? Everyone looked at each other. The Heaven's Wrath Needle had caused a huge commotion. After the auction ended, word of it spread. Everyone knew that there was something called the Heaven's Wrath Needle, and what kind of power it had. However, how many demonic beasts did Lin Xian kill with the Heaven's Wrath Needle? Chen Cheng was right. Why did he have it? According to the news, there was only one Heaven's Wrath Needle left. At that time there were two. One was used on the spot, and in the end the last one was auctioned off. Lin Xian killed 4 Lightning Tribulation Realm experts, and 1 Law Realm expert. How could he get 5 Heaven's Wrath Needles? How was that possible? Lin Xian looked at Chen Cheng, then sneered and said, because I was the one who took out your Heaven's Wrath Needle to auction. Chen Cheng's pupils constricted. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian. Oh Lin Xian, I beg you stop pretending. Chen Cheng could not help but laugh. You don't believe me? President Zhang, you should be able to testify for me, right? Lin Xian glanced at Zhang Changtian, who was sitting not far away. As the president of the Bounty Hunter Guild, Zhang Changtian naturally participated in this protection operation. Zhang Changtian stood up. Everyone's gaze converged on him. Zhang Changtian then slowly said, that's right. I'm the president of Tianhua City's Bounty Hunter Guild. At that time, the auction was held by my Bounty Hunter Guild. The Heaven's Wrath Needle was also auctioned off by our young friend Lin Xian. At that time, he gave us 2 and agreed to use 1 as a cover. I think, for such a powerful spiritual artifact, since he agreed to use 1 of them as a demonstration, then in his eyes, the Heaven's Wrath Needle should not be that precious. So, I actually believe it. With Zhang Changtian's words, everyone had to believe it even if they did not. Chen Cheng's expression did not look too good. The feeling of being slapped in the face in public was naturally not good. But could he blame others? Wasn't he the one who stood up and picked it up? However, he did not expect that the Heaven's Wrath Needle was actually auctioned off by Lin Xian. What he did not expect was that the Heaven's Wrath Needle might not have such a high price. At that time, it was Lin Xian who raised the price with him. What about now? Lin Xian glanced at Chen Cheng, then swept his gaze across everyone. No one spoke, because they were too shocked. What kind of demon was this Lin Xian? How could he have so many spiritual artifacts of that level? That was an existence that could kill a Law Realm cultivator. Qin Xiaotian also understood something. Could it be that when he sent people to Lin Xian's house, and failed one after another, it was all because of the Heaven's Wrath Needle? Chen Cheng walked down resentfully. Then Lin Xian said, I think, even if it's killed with a spiritual artifact, it's also a manifestation of strength, right? Just as I said, luck is also a manifestation of strength. Everyone was speechless. Although they wanted to refute, they felt that they could not. Yes, you can also use the Heaven's Wrath Needle to kill demonic beasts, but you don't have it. Who asked Lin Xian to have it? Zhang Nan then said, That's right. Moreover, it's extremely difficult to use a spiritual artifact to kill a Law Realm cultivator with the power of a mystic Heaven Realm cultivator. Moreover, it's possible that a Law Realm cultivator will be killed by a demonic beast before they can even release it. Just the aura of a Law Realm cultivator is enough to crush a mystic Heaven Realm cultivator. So, do you have any objections? Chapter 473. It was true that killing demonic beasts with a spirit weapon was not very convincing, but they also wanted to do so, but they didn't, so what could they do? Zhang Nan then said, So, there's basically no objection to the first place of this Tianwu tournament. Following that, Lin Xian's name appeared in the first place of the Tianwu tournament. As for his points, it wasn't shown, because it didn't have much meaning to show it. Killing 4 lightning tribulation realms, 1 law realm, and other demonic crystals, it would be strange if there was any objection to the first place. In the final rankings, Lin Xian, Han Chuxue, Ling Ying, Miao Xiaomiao, and Wang Xintong occupied the first 5 spots. Lin Xian originally thought that it would be fine if everyone entered the top 10. But who would have thought that they would occupy the top 5 spots? Then it was Qin Xiaotian and the others. Now that the top 10 are out, is there anyone else who has any objections? Zhang Nan asked everyone, and no one raised any objections. Xiao Runing secretly touched her forehead. This Lin Xian really got first place. What should she do? What should she do? There were really people who were happy, and people who were worried. Okay, if there are no objections, the 10 of you can come up to the stage to receive your rewards. Yo! Miao Xiaomiao ran up happily, and the others followed closely behind. Qin Feng personally walked out and handed out badges one by one to each of them. This badge will be the symbol of your identity when you participate in the Tianwu tournament of the 5 great empires in the future. At the same time, your names will be recorded in the database, so it's best if you don't lose your badges. It will take a lot of your time and energy to make up for it. Qin Feng looked at them and said, Thank you. There are 10 rewards on the big screen, and the worst is an Earth Stage 1-star martial skill, including spirit weapons and various types of martial skills. These are your rewards, and the higher your rank, the first to choose the reward you want. Qin Feng said. Lin Xian glanced at it. The highest was an Earth Stage 7-star martial skill. There was also a description of lightning-attributed martial skills, similar to the 5 Thunder constellation, so Lin Xian didn't need it. A martial skill that was similar to the 5 Thunder constellation was really useless. At most, he could use the 5 Thunder constellation twice. It was better than using it once, right? Therefore, Lin Xian didn't want anything. As for the spirit artifact, he really didn't want it. Therefore, he had to think for others. Coincidentally, there were 2 martial skills here. One was an Earth-class 5-star light attribute martial skill, while the other was an Earth-class 4-star water attribute martial skill. Following which, Lin Xian chose the light attribute martial skill, Light Energy Explosion. To tell the truth, a light attribute 5-star Earth rank martial skill was still rarer than a lightning attribute 8-star Earth rank martial skill. When the others saw that Lin Xian had chosen a light attribute martial skill that had nothing to do with him, they were also slightly stunned. As for Wang Xintong, of course, she chose a water attribute martial skill. After everyone had chosen their rewards, Qin Feng said, "Everyone, don't leave yet. There's something I want to show you. The 10 of you can sit down first." "Yes." Following which they walked down. "Here." Lin Xian handed the Light Energy Explosion book to Wang Xintong. Wang Xintong was stunned for a moment. "This is for you. Now that you have 2 light attribute and water attribute martial skills, Uncle Qin will give you some more. You shouldn't be lacking martial skills for the time being, take it." Wang Xintong bit her red lips and took it. "Thank you." She wasn't pretentious. In fact, when Lin Xian chose the light attribute martial skill, she felt that he had chosen it for her, but she didn't expect it to be true. Of course, she was very, very touched in her heart. "It's like this, isn't it? I've already told you. Why are you still saying thank you to me? Wash yourself clean and wait for me in bed at night. That's the best way to thank me." Lin Xian laughed softly in her ear. Wang Xintong's little face immediately turned red. Lin Xian was joking, but she took it seriously. Ding! Feeling jealousy from Miao Xiao Miao. Scumbag value plus 20,000. Hooligan. Miao Xiao Miao, who was not far away, grumbled angrily. Although she didn't know what Lin Xian and Wang Xintong had said, she saw Wang Xintong's suddenly red face and knew that they must have said something disgusting. Lin Xian coughed dryly and didn't refute. He only touched the tip of his nose awkwardly, because the day's highlight was about to begin. Everyone thought that the highlight of the day would be the awards ceremony and the announcement of the rankings, but that wasn't the case. The real highlight of the day was about to begin. It was believed that there were still many people watching the live broadcast in the entire Tianhua city, not just the tens of thousands of people in the Tianhua Academy Sports Hall. This was what Lin Xian wanted. The live broadcast at Tianhua Academy was his request. Qin Feng had agreed to his request because it was a small matter. And the reason why Qin Feng had agreed was because he already knew. The announcement of the rankings had come to an end. Many people were curious. What else was so important? When Lin Xian and the rest sat down, click. The lights in the entire hall dimmed, and the big screen lit up. Everyone's attention was, of course, on the huge screen. A video slowly lit up. At first, everyone thought that it was a movie, but that wasn't right. This was clearly not the quality of a movie. On the screen, a masked figure was absorbing the power of a warrior. Many people were confused, but many people understood. Is this a short video or a movie? This person seems to be absorbing the power of a warrior? Isn't that an evil technique? Nonsense. Could this be a member of the Evil Fiend Shrine? At this moment, Qin Xiaoyan's body suddenly trembled and his pupils shrank. Of course, he knew who this masked person was. Gulp. He swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Immediately after, the video changed to the next one. This video was obtained from Chu Haohan's phone by Lin Xian. It was a video of entering and exiting his building. After a figure entered, the video was fast-forwarded. Soon, a blue light flashed in a dark room on the second floor. Those who were attentive would realize that this blue light was the same as the one in the first video. Soon a figure ran out of the building. He seemed to be in a panic, and the video captured him running away. Qin Xiaotian. It's Qin Xiaotian. Someone suddenly shouted out. They didn't know what was going on, but looking at Qin Xiaotian's expression in the video, they knew that he was doing something bad. In an instant, everyone's eyes fell on Qin Xiaotian. Qin Xiaotian's back was already drenched in sweat. What is the meaning of this? Qin Xiaotian stood up angrily and reprimanded. Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly. Isn't this your home? Ling Ying and Lu Yufan, who had been to Lin Xian's previous home, recognized it. Lin Xian nodded slightly. Ling Ying understood something. Chapter 474. Facing Qin Xiaoyan's angry accusation, the crowd did not react much, because no one knew what was going on. Only Lin Xian, and Qin Feng knew what was going on. At this time, Lin Xian stood up and walked to the stage. Facing Qin Xiaotian, the corners of his mouth rose slightly. What do you mean? Does young Master Qin not know what I mean? Qin Xiaotian frowned, and subconsciously wiped the sweat on his forehead. It's not the end yet, I still have a chance. He comforted himself like that. This is just a video I went to a friend's house a few years ago. What's wrong? Qin Xiaotian defended himself. Everyone else was shocked. Lin Xian sneered. Everyone in the second video, this building, including a few minutes later, this apartment on the second floor is flashing blue light. This is my house. The crowd was in an uproar. At this moment, Linya had been watching the live broadcast in her office. She was overjoyed when she saw Lin Xian get first place, but she kept watching until now. Lin Xian pointed at Qin Xiaotian, and then said to the crowd, I believe that many of you can see that in the first video, the black-clothed man is absorbing the cold energy of a martial artist's body. You can also see something from the surrounding ice. Let me remind you that this is a real video. Of course, you can't see anything from it, so just pay attention to it. 3 years ago, on the night of the second video, those who know should know that I was just a piece of trash at that time. Qin Xiaotian broke into my house and killed me. No, to be precise, he thought that I killed him, but in fact I didn't die. Later, he used the secret method in the first video to take away my sister's special cold body. From then on, he began to change and became a so-called genius. Wow, the crowd was in an uproar again. He did not know if it was true or not, but this melon seemed to be quite exciting. Xiao Runing frowned slightly. Those who were related to Lin Xian, such as Ling Ying, Han Chuxue, Lu Yufan, Yi Yi Miao Xiao Miao, Wang Xintong, and the others were all confused. Ling Ying was still okay. She probably knew something. Ha ha ha. At this moment, Qin Xiaotian laughed loudly. Interesting, Lin Xian. This gift is really good. This story is also quite interesting. I don't get along well with you, but it's not enough for you to frame me like this, right? Lin Xian's lips curled. You should know best whether I frame you or not. Okay, where's the evidence? Although Qin Xiaotian didn't panic on the surface, he was actually panicking. However, he couldn't show it. He couldn't possibly self-destruct, right? He was pretty sure that Lin Xian didn't have any evidence. He reckoned that Lin Xian was just bluffing. Therefore, he couldn't just run away. That would be self-destructing. Don't panic. Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly again. At this moment, Lin Ye's frown deepened as she watched. Was Lin Xian telling the truth? Did something like this really happen in her family before? But Lin Xian could not be joking. Some people felt that the awards ceremony was over, and there was nothing more to watch. They were about to turn off the live stream when they saw this scene. Their interest was piqued. Young Master Qin, don't panic. Watch the next one. Then, the video went to the next one. This video was taken by Zhang Tian. It was Qin Xiaotian absorbing the cold energy of a monster in deep cold valley. When Qin Xiaotian saw this video, he was shocked. When was this taken? Young Master Qin, what are you doing in this video? Everyone was in an uproar when they saw the video. Isn't this the power released by the masked man in black in the first video? It looks like it, right? The light is the same, and it's frozen. It looks like he's really absorbing the cold energy. F***CK. Could the person in the first video be Qin Xiaotian? Is what Lin Xian said true? Qin Xiaotian's face stiffened. I'm of the ice attribute. The ice attribute can absorb some ice attribute monster's energy. Why? Is it against the law? Is it wrong? Lin Xian laughed and said, then why can't other ice attribute martial artists do the same? But you can? Then why is the power in this video so similar to the first video? Can I think of it this way? The reason why you can absorb the cold energy from the demonic beasts is because you practice a special cultivation technique. Of course, if you absorb the cold energy from the demonic beasts, I won't define it as an evil cultivation technique. But can I interpret it as your martial technique being the same as the black-clothed man in the first video? Can I think of it as you being the man in black? Or have you killed many humans like this before? Hearing Lin Xian's words, everyone was in an uproar again. Qin Xiaotian laughed and said, if you want to frame me, you can say whatever you want. You can say that I've done something to your sister, or you can say that I've done something to other martial artists with this technique. Where's the evidence? Also, yes, I have this technique, but I don't know if it's the same as the one in the first video. I've only ever absorbed the cold energy of a monster. A straight foot is not afraid of a crooked shadow. What evidence do you have? And yes, there were many things that pointed to Qin Xiaotian, but there was no evidence. Lin Xian's mouth curled up again. Don't worry, there's more. Qin Xiaotian's heart skipped a beat. How could it be? Then the next video. No, to be precise, this was a photo. Qin Xiaotian saw this photo, and his heart skipped a beat again. But he was very calm, because he knew very well that there was no evidence. The girl in this photo is my friend's sister. Some of you might know that her name is Zhang Ai. At this time, Zhang Tian walked out and walked to Lin Xian's side. Everyone looked at Zhang Tian. It's Zhang Tian. Zhang Ai is Zhang Tian's sister. I know, but she died outside 2 years ago. F***ck. Could it be that Qin Xiaotian did it? No, I can't say that. The main thing is to look at the evidence. Seeing Zhang Tian, Qin Xiaotian frowned. Of course, he knew that Zhang Ai was Zhang Tian's sister. The two of them actually walked together. However, without evidence, everything was futile. Everyone was paying attention to this matter. At first, everyone thought that it was some kind of farce. But as it gradually evolved, they realized that this was not a farce. All of this seemed to be true. Not many people spoke. Perhaps other than F***ck. They could not say anything else. Zhang Tian pointed angrily at Qin Xiaotian below, and then said angrily, 2 years ago, my sister passed away. The cause of her death was that her heart meridian was broken by a palm strike. But she was an ice attribute genius when she was alive. On the night she disappeared, she personally told me that she was attending a party with some friends. Among them, Qin Xiaotian was at this party. Ha, what? You're blaming this on me? Qin Xiaotian laughed. Chapter 475. F***CKU. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking. Zhang Tian glared at Qin Xiaotian with bloodshot eyes. Qin Xiaotian clenched his fists tightly. He swore that he really wanted to kill Zhang Tian with his own hands. However, his rationality prevailed, and he held himself back. Zhang Tian also held back his emotions and continued. I took the video of Deep Cold Valley. The first video was also taken by me. The reason why I took it was because Qin Xiaotian was the murderer who killed my sister. Everyone was dumbfounded. Previously, it was only Lin Xian, and now there was Zhang Tian. Could it all be true? Zhang Tian pointed at the photo and said, this was taken when I found my sister. There was a word and a half in front of her name. She passed away before she could finish writing it. This word and a half is the half of Qin Xiaotian's name, and the half of Xiao. Everyone took a closer look. F***ck. It's true. Qin Xiaotian was not an ordinary person. He could still maintain his composure under such circumstances. So what? It's still just your pompous words. Moreover, the words on the photo are not finished. But is it really my name, Qin Xiaotian? Qin Xiaotian thought. Second, even if it is, what evidence do you have to prove that you and Lin Xian are not framing me? Could it be that you wrote it yourself? Where's the evidence? Originally, when they heard Lin Xian and Zhang Tian's generous words, many people really believed them. However, when it came to Qin Xiaotian, everyone was skeptical. That's right. Where's the evidence? What Qin Xiaotian said was right. Although the photo and Zhang Tian's words basically confirmed that the half name was Qin Xiaotian's, they could not rule out the possibility that he wrote it himself to frame Qin Xiaotian. So where's the evidence? That's right. If there was direct evidence, then everything could be connected. However, no matter what they said, without any evidence, everything was useless. Qin Xiaotian sneered. Lin Xian, Zhang Tian, I do have some connections with the two of you. However, isn't it a little unreasonable for the two of you to plot against me and plot against me? Who's the one with the darker heart? Ha. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. Young Master Qin, don't be anxious. We are all well aware of it, but not everyone. So let's take it slow, and let everyone know little by little. Then I will release the evidence. How about it? Everyone focused their attention, afraid that they would miss out on even the slightest thing. How famous was Qin Xiaotian? However, according to Lin Xian and Zhang Tianji, he was actually not a good person. This completely overturned Qin Xiaotian's image, so they were all waiting for the real outcome. Qin Xiaotian frowned. No. If Lin Xian didn't have any real evidence, would he dare to say that? But how could he have direct evidence? But if he didn't, why would he say it out loud? Or was he really just trying to trick him? Qin Xiaotian wasn't sure, but he couldn't run away before the evidence appeared. That would be self-destruction. Lin Xian slowly paced around and continued. During this period of time, I often suffered assassinations from the evil fiend palace. Experts, all kinds of experts, from the profound heaven realm to the thunder tribulation realm, and even the law realm. The reason why I was able to survive was mainly because of my spatial attribute and the help of a few powerful friends. Of course, there's also the heaven's punishment needle. Xiao Runing frowned slightly. She knew that Lin Xian and Lin Ye had moved into Ling Ying's house because they had experienced assassinations. However, she didn't expect that there would be assassinations of this level. Then, if what Lin Xian said was true, Xiao Runing could conclude that it was Qin Xiaotian's doing. Otherwise, Lin Xian wouldn't have said these words at this time. Qin Xiaotian was related to the evil fiend palace. What? Are you going to put the blame of the assassination on my head too? Qin Xiaotian sneered. Of course, but for now, I just want to let everyone know what you've done. The reason why you want to kill me is very simple. Because I know what kind of person he is. I know what kind of disgusting person he is under his mask. Back then he didn't kill me, and I came back to life. In order to save my life, I pretended to be crazy and acted like I lost my memories. Perhaps those people who knew me in the past can also remember. I worked hard to improve myself, so that I could have the strength to fight against him. At least I didn't dare to fight back. Until now. Lin Xian said. Again, where's the evidence? Everyone was watching their confrontation. Everyone was waiting for evidence. Fine. Since you've always wanted evidence, I'll satisfy you. Those seniors of the three major forces who are streaming, please aim at the big screen. Don't miss it for a moment. Lin Xian's lips curled up, and then he snapped his fingers. Qin Xiaotian's heart suddenly thumped. Was there really evidence? When the video played for the first second, he was stunned when he saw this space. Wasn't this the house he rented? The video was very clear. Sister Qianqian. When Miao Xiao saw Wang Qianqian, she couldn't help but exclaim. That's right, the person lying on the bed was Wang Qianqian. Qin Xiaotian was in despair. He really thought that the possibility of this scene being filmed was too small. But it happened. Everyone watched the scene in the video with their mouths agape. Was this not evidence? There was even Qin Xiaotian muttering to himself. Even his muttering included his hatred for Lin Xian. The entire Tianhua city was in an uproar. F***ck. So the expert that I've always admired is actually a beast. This hypocritical mask is so F***king disgusting. In other words, everything that Lin Xian and Zhang Tian said before was true. Dismember him. Dismember him. In an instant, everyone's angry voices could be heard. Qin Xiaotian's standing figure unconsciously staggered backward. It's over. It's all over. That Wang Qianqian was really Lin Xian's bait. It's really her. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Qin Xiaotian's face was hideous as he laughed maniacally. What? Young Master Qin, are you still pretending? Are you trying to say that the person in this video isn't you? That she just looks like you? Lin Xian looked at him mockingly. Why don't I invite her here? Lin Xian said coldly. He felt better in his heart. In an instant, everyone surrounded Qin Xiaotian. The experts of the three major forces. Qin Feng took the lead to block Qin Xiaotian. Give up resisting. You'll pay the price for what you've done. Qin Feng looked at Qin Xiaotian and suppressed his anger. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. All of this instantly enraged the people. Qin Xiaotian knew that everything was over. He didn't expect them to plan this so early. Lin Xian. Qin Xiaotian clenched his fists tightly and glared at Lin Xian. His eyes were bloodshot and his face was hideous. Don't laugh too early. You've ruined me, Qin Xiaotian. I'll skin you and your sister alive. No, before that, I'll ravage your sister to death in front of you. Ha ha ha. After saying that, he crushed a bead in his hand and disappeared on the spot. Chapter 476. Qin Xiaoyan's mask had been torn off by Lin Xian. From the shock and anger on everyone's faces, it was clear that they were furious. This was also what Lin Xian wanted. What he wanted wasn't just to punish and judge Qin Xiaotian. He also didn't want to simply make an announcement and tell the world about Qin Xiaoyan's actions. He wanted to personally unveil Qin Xiaoyan's hypocritical mask in front of the world and let everyone witness the process with their own eyes, not just knowing the result. Qin Xiaotian, that bastard, ran away. He actually has a spatial spiritual item. Quick, chase him. We can't let this scum continue to harm us. Miao Xiao Miao and the rest looked at Lin Xian. For a moment, they really didn't know what to say. They really didn't know that Lin Xian and Lin Ye had such an experience. Lin Xian, he ran away. Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian, then bit her lips and said, "It's okay, he can't run away." Lin Xian smirked. Lin Xian was actually similar to Qin Xiaotian when it came to doing things. He wouldn't do things if he wasn't 100% sure. To be precise, he would, but it depended on what he was doing. He would assume all possibilities. So he had already assumed that with Qin Xiaoyan's shrewdness and vigilance, he would definitely leave a backup plan for himself. Usually, the backup plan would be a spatial spiritual item. It wasn't easy to get a spatial spiritual item, but he was Qin Xiaotian, and the Qin family was still one of the top families in Tianhua City. Today, the Qin family would definitely be implicated. It might be difficult to find out if the rest of the Qin family were in cahoots with Qin Xiaotian, or if they were related to the evil fiend Hall. But even if they weren't, the Qin family would definitely fall. It was just like the 8-deer milk powder. Your reputation would be ruined, and the game would be over. Seeing Lin Xian's confidence and the smirk on his face, they were all stunned. Just as the crowd was about to riot, a light flashed, and Qin Xiaotian once again appeared in the seat he was originally sitting in. Qin Xiaotian looked around, and he was completely dumbfounded and in despair. How is that possible? Why did I come back? Why? Qin Xiaotian roared in despair and helplessness. Why? I want all of you dead. When he saw himself appear here again, he already knew his end. A terrifying cold energy burst out. However, at the moment when the cold energy burst out, Qin Feng made a move and controlled it. At the same time, he withdrew the cold energy. Qin Xiaotian was sealed by a force. This force was a dark element cage released by a strong cultivator. It had an extremely powerful imprisoning ability. Why did he come back? Everyone was puzzled. Lin Xian smiled. That's because a friend is helping me. Spatial spirit tools were indeed powerful, but could they be more powerful than Linglong Shui, who was at the Great Void stage? Qin Xiaotian, who was in the dark cage, spat out a mouthful of blood and fainted. It was probably due to anger or desperation. Many people threw whatever they could throw at him. Although they couldn't penetrate the dark cage, it seemed that this would relieve their anger a little. They were really angry. A proud son of the heavens, a gentleman, was actually the worst person in the world. When they found out about this and saw Qin Xiaotian imprisoned, it was as if the world was at peace. Xiao Runing and the others unconsciously moved closer to Lin Xian. They didn't say much and didn't ask much. At this moment, Qin Feng walked in front of Lin Xian and patted him on the shoulder. As for Qin Xiaotian, he'll be imprisoned in the trial union for the time being. The results of the trial are expected to be announced in 2 days. Of course, before that, or during the trial, you'll have some authority. Lin Xian nodded. Qin Feng looked at Zhang Tian and patted him on the shoulder. You too. Zhang Tian couldn't help but cry silently. Xiao Ai. Zhang Tian seemed to see his sister's innocent smile in front of his eyes. With her back facing him, She turned her head and smiled sweetly at him. Somewhat relieved, she said, "Thank you, big brother." Then she turned around and walked further and further away. Lin Xian patted Zhang Tian on the shoulder. "It's over. It's over." Zhang Tian wiped his tears and nodded. "Yes, it's over." At this moment, a terrifying aura suddenly oppressed the entire gymnasium. Everyone revealed a shocked expression. These students didn't even dare to move. They couldn't even open their mouths to speak. They were completely suppressed by the aura. What? The ones who could feel this aura the most clearly were naturally Qin Feng, and the others. Is it the heavenly venerable realm? Qin Feng frowned. Although he was strong, he was still far from the heavenly venerable realm. If he faced a heavenly venerable realm expert, he wouldn't be able to defeat them. At this realm, the difference of 1 star was already unimaginable. A woman in a red dress with a veil over her face appeared on the stage. Under her deterrence, only the domain realm Qin Feng and a few others could resist. The other powerhouses of the 3 major powers were like these students. What is the meaning of this? Lin Xian frowned. What was going on? Could something have gone wrong? Qin Feng looked at the woman in the red dress standing beside Qin Xiaotian and said, "I'll protect this person. You can't stop me." The woman swept her gaze over everyone domineeringly. "Don't you know what he's done? Do you want to become enemies with the 3 major powers and the entire world?" The woman chuckled. Hasn't the evil fiend Hall already become enemies with the 3 major powers and the entire world? Hearing her words, everyone was shocked. She was actually a member of the evil fiend Hall. Then he won't have a good ending. Even if you're a heavenly venerable, it won't be easy for you to take him away in front of us domain realm experts. Qin Feng's aura suddenly erupted. The woman coldly swept her gaze over everyone. "You can try if you don't want these tens of thousands of people to die with you." When she finished speaking, Qin Feng and the others fell silent. That's right, they were afraid. Admittedly, Qin Xiaotian was very important, but it was absolutely impossible for these tens of thousands of people to die with him. As for heavenly venerable powerhouses, they might have a way to protect themselves, but she could easily kill these tens of thousands of people. "You're F** king going to die with me." Lin Xian felt the pressure on him suddenly disappear. And then he pointed at her, and couldn't help but curse angrily. The woman coldly glanced at Lin Xian, anger appearing in her eyes. "You F** king stinky? F** CKU. It had to be said that although Lin Xian's words were fragrant, everyone felt that his cursing was too satisfying. But wasn't he courting death? You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.